Game 20 of the Cape League Summer takes us back to Brewster and Stony Brook Field for the second time this summer. It's the Harwich Mariners v. the Brewster Whitecaps, and it's a battle for second place in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Welcome in to the Mariners Radio Network alongside Milo Hoffman. I'm Luke Brenneman. And Milo, Harwich and Brewster have split so far. The first time they met was last weekend over the 4th of July on Friday and Saturday. Brewster is outscoring Harwich 14-2. But they've split 1 win and 1 loss per each squad.
I was going to say, if you said that Brewster was outscoring Harwich 14-2, the Mariners would be lucky that they have a game. But that's right, last time here at Stony Brook Field, Harwich took it in a pitcher's duel just 2-1. Then on the 4th of July, Brewster dealt the hand to the Mariners, a 13-0 run rule win for the Whitecaps. So they're trying to take that into today, but I think it's good that the Mariners have had these last 2 days off to sort of rest, recoup, and get back to their winning ways.
Harwich comes in 13-6 for record. The Whitecaps trying to defend home field. They're 12-6-1. That one tie keeping them a half a game back of Harwich in the East Division standing. Let's take a look at the Harwich Mariners starting lineup tonight. Leading off and playing second base, Cade Curlin. Batting second, playing third, J.P. Peltier. Batting third, the shortstop, Ty Smolinski. In the cleanup position, it's the left fielder, Jackson Hotchkiss. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Quentin Coates. Batting sixth, the newest Harwich Mariner, the DH tonight, Braden Jacksaw, making his Mariner debut after spending time with Team USA. That's an Oregon Duck coming off a monster freshman season. Braden Jacksaw. Batting seventh, the catcher, Kevin Maluski. Batting eighth in right field, Ryan Garrity. And rounding out the Mariners lineup tonight will be Micah Kirikoff playing center field. The Harwich lineup will have a date with the lefty starter Santiago Garcia at a LSU. The rising senior just stands at 6 foot, 190 pounds. Pitched 21 times for the Tigers, all out of the bullpen. 22 innings pitched, a 5.96 earned run average, but he struck out 35 in those 22 innings.
He has that strikeout stuff on the mound, so I think the Mariners are going to have to stay true to their game plan and put the ball in play. Normally that's been a strength this season for the M's. A little bit of a different look with no Colin Larson leading off the ball game for the Harwich Mariners tonight, so Cade Curlin starts the party.
All right, we're all set and ready to go. Harwich in their road retro baby blue unis, Brewster with their white tops and navy pants, the turquoise trim. Garcia from the belt, kicks, fires, first pitch, fastball in there at the knees. Called strike one. First pitch, 5-0-2, 75 degrees. You can't find a cloud in the sky if you try. Baseball is back on Cape Cod. The 0-1, skied down the right field line, foul, and Curland quickly behind Garcia, 0-2. So this is the first time this summer we've seen Cade Curland in the leadoff position of the Harwich lineup. The past 5 games he's hit third for the Mariners, but he's just 1 for his last 10. The 0-2's popped up down the right field line, shallow. The second baseman, Pete Daniel, catches it in fair territory in the outfield grass for the opening out of the game.
Yeah, it's a good start for Santi Garcia on the mound for the Whitecaps. Just 3 pitches, gets Curlin to pop out to second base. Would have liked to see Curlin take a few more pitches there, but listen, it's good to be back. Yesterday, though, the rain. Obviously, no games were played in the Cape. It's a polar opposite day today.
Garcia toes the rubber. Here's J.P. Peltier, batting second, playing third. First offering, fastball cut on and missed. 0-1. So the pitch mix tonight for Santi Garcia is a combination of fastballs. He's going to use a fastball that comes in at 89, a four-seam fastball, and then a cut fastball that comes in at 88. The 0-1, a check swing, an awkward one. Pitch was a strike regardless, and Peltier's down 0-2. He'll kicker the 2 fastballs, Garcia, with a curveball and a changeup, both at 80 on the radar gun. 1 out, nobody on for Peltier. The 0-2 pitch, that's a fastball high. JP laid off, ball and 2 strikes. Peltier comes in, hitting .233, 2 homers, leads this team with a dozen runs batted in. Garcia working quick. The 1-2 pitch, that's down low. First look at the changeup that time in the left-on-right matchup. It's now 2-2.
Something Peltier's been doing well as of late is seeing a lot of pitches. He's walked in 3 straight games.
Here comes a 2-2. Liner up the middle, a base hit for Peltier. Kind of just a cue shot off the handle of the bat, but he muscled it into center field. Abernathy throws it in. And the leader in the stolen base department on Cape Cod is off of first for the Mariners with one out in the opening frame.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Get J.P. Pelletier on, like you just said. He steals more bases than anyone here on the Cape. And he's swinging a hot bat. Good to see him back at the number 2 spot in the lineup. Has gone down in games as of late.
Here's Smolinski, first pitch. Check swing, fastball high, no appeal, that's ball 1. Pelletier 13 for 13 in stolen base attempts this summer, number 1 on Cape Cod. 1-0 the count to the Mariners shortstop Smolinski. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball, first base side. It's now a ball and a strike. Ty Smolinski leads Harwich in hits, home runs, doubles, runs scored, and he leads the league in OPS, over 1,000 in that category. On base plus slugging, he leads the entire Cape League in slugging percentage as well. 1 on with 1 out. Check on the runner at first. They almost got him. It was a one-hop throw. The first baseman, Harvey, picked it, then tagged Pelletier. And if that ball wasn't on one hop, then JP was caught leaning. Santi Garcia has picked off 3 runners. That leads the Cape Cod Baseball League. 1-1 pitch. Up high. No doubt about that one. Almost a pitch out. But it was up and in. So ball 2 on Smolinski, now 2-1.
Even when Jacob Lee caught that pitch right there, he was checking on JP over there at first base.
They know that Pelletier is perfect. 2-1, swung on, fouled straight back over the netting. It's now 2-2 in the left-on-left matchup with Smolinski. Hotchkiss up next, hitting cleanup, had an off day on Sunday. The Mariners beat Chatham their last time out. That was a walk-off walk with the bases loaded for Sean O'Leary. Harwich won 3-2. 2-2 pitch. Smolinski stays away from another high fastball, and the count goes full. Garcia so far in the Cape Cod Baseball League has pitched 4 times. All 4 have been starts, counting this one. 11 in the third, giving up just 4 runs. Here comes the payoff pitch. Smolinski swings, pops it up, foul behind home plate again. And a nice battle taking place here in the top of the first with 1 on and 1 out between the starter Garcia and the shortstop Smolinski.
And Ty Smolinski is coming off an 0-for-4 day in the Mariner walk-off walk against Chatham 3 days ago now.
Garcia set, Pelletier off of first, 3-2. Swung on, ripped into right center field. That has eyes for the gap. Pelletier goes first to third. The right fielder Strayer's on it. Smolinski goes to second. The throw in. Got him. A line drive just died in the right center high grass in the Whitecap outfield, and Cash Strayer in right threw out Smolinski in a bang-bang play. Pelletier safe at third, but a costly second out brings up Jackson Hotchkiss.
You know, it's really interesting you say that. That's one of the first things I noticed when I walked into the ballpark today. This grass is really high, so even on Pelletier's single up the middle, the ball deadened and it started to roll really slowly. And if that ball kept rolling, Smolinski might be on second right now, but it just died.
Here's Hotchkiss, 2 out, runner at third. First pitch to Jackson, swing and a miss. Fastball was away. Hotchkiss bit. Counts 0-1. Good guy to hit cleanup. Hotchkiss, in his 9 hits so far this summer, 2 of them have been doubles, 2 of them have been homers. He has 9 runs batted in. Here comes the 0-1. Hotchkiss swings and misses at another center cut fastball. It's now 0-2. I mean, if Smolinski just settles for the single there, Milo, you got runners on the corners, no problem. But for now, it's 2 outs. Pelletier 90 feet away. No score, top of the first. 0-2 count to Hotchkiss. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 consecutive fastballs from the lefty Garcia right by Hotchkiss. And the Mariners, with 2 hits in the first inning, leave Pelletier at third. We're headed to the home half. The Brewster lineup coming up, and the Mariners starter Riley Goodman takes the hill when we come back on the Mariners Radio Network. Bottom of the first here in Brewster, Riley Goodman climbs the hill for the Mariners. The 6'2", 200-pound rising sophomore at Georgia out of Memphis, Tennessee, pitches in his 4th start of the summer. He's gone 14 2/3 of 5-run baseball. He struck out 16. Riley has been marvelous. Let's take a peek at the Brewster lineup. Leading off, playing center, Jay Abernathy. Batting second, playing short, Jamie Laskowski. Batting third, the third baseman, Holden Pantier. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Cash Strayer. In the 5 spot, it's Eddie Yaman, the DH. Batting sixth, Dane Harvey, the first baseman. Batting 7th will be the catcher, Jacob Lee. 8 and 9, well, that's Terrence Keel in left, and then Pete Daniel at second base. Riley Goodman has been arguably the best starter we've seen for Harwich this summer. You look at his last 2 starts combined. He's gone 10 2/3 innings on the hill. He's just surrendered 2 earned runs.
Yeah, his most recent start against Orleans, 5 innings, just 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And an outing that he really just felt in control the entire time. That one blemish was a solo shot at the start of the 5th.
And for a guy who struck out just about everyone on Cape Cod, he did it in a different way.
Yep.
The last time out against Orleans, just 2 punch-outs, but only gave up 1 run in those 5 2/3. Abernathy digs in, right on left matchup. Goodman kicks, fires, fastball outside, ball 1. It's fastball, slider, sinker, cut fastball, changeup, a 5-pitch mix for the Mariners starter Riley Goodman. 1-0 to the center fielder Abernathy. Here's the pitch, cut on, ground ball to short. Smolinski charges, gloves, throws, a close play, and it goes off the Mariner dugout. Abernathy was off the base. He dives back to the base, and a diving first baseman O'Leary, Coates, tags him out. We've seen an awkward start tonight. Whether it was Smolinski turning a single, attempting to be a double in the first inning, or now Abernathy reaching on the hit and then what could have been advancement error from Smolinski. He gets tagged out by the first baseman Coates. That was a nice play from Coates to get the ball off the ricochet from the dugout.
Yeah, I mean, really heads-up play by Coates. And then he had to lay out fully, dove to the dirt, and tagged the speedy Abernathy. So, I mean, kind of like, yeah, like you said, in the Mariners' top half of the inning, Smolinski trying to stretch a single into a double. Right there, Abernathy, costly running error.
Here's Jamie Laskowski. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch, cut on, fly ball, softly hit foul down the left field line. Laskowski recently committed to the University of North Carolina. He was at William and Mary this past collegiate season, but now he leads the Whitecaps in hits. He has a homer, 7 runs batted in, leads the team with 13 runs scored. Has been the everyday shortstop in Brewster. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Laskowski stays away from a fastball outside. It's now 1-1. The Mariners had 2 hits in the top of the first inning, nothing to show for it. Left Peltier at third base. Ball and a strike to Laskowski. Goodman looks in and comes home. This one's popped up third base side of the infield. And Peltier camps underneath, makes the play for the second out.
Yeah, last time we saw Peltier in the field, he was playing left field. So, very similar play like you would see in the outfield. Nice, easy job by Peltier back at the hot corner. And this is what Goodman does. He pitches to contact. A little slow roll to start off the game to shortstop, and then just a high pop-up in the infield. Not a strikeout guy, but he induces soft contact.
2 outs. Nobody on base for the Whitecaps. A right-on-right matchup with Holden Pantier at the dish. First pitch. Swing and a foul, first base side. Counts 0-1. Pantier, another good story. A Walter State Community College player at school. In 2026 this season, hit .476 for average and 30 home runs. And now he's committed to Georgia Tech as of late April. 0-1 pitch. That's a strike taken down the heart of the plate. And it's quickly 0-2.
Well, these two about to be rivals right here.
Goodman transferred from South Carolina after his freshman year. He's now headed to Georgia, the rising sophomore. Riley ahead, 0-2 on Pantier. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, that's blocked by the catcher Maluski. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield today for the M's, Hotchkiss in left, Kirikoff in center, Garrity in right. J.P. Peltier at the hot corner, Smolinski at short, Cade Kurland at second. Quentin Coates back playing first, and Braden Jacksaw is the DH today with Kevin Maluski behind the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball on one hop, a diving play at short from Smolinski, but there's no throw to first. That's an infield hit for Holden Pantier. It was a hot shot right at Smolinski. He had to dive just a little bit because the ball was hit so hard towards the hole, and he just knocked it down on the dive. Couldn't even get the ball in his hand to make a throw. Pantier off of first base.
Yeah, scorcher right there. I mean, just a scorching ball that Smolinski did well to get in front of and knock it down. But too fast. Pantier bolted down the line. Still 2 outs, though, here for Goodman.
Pantier off of first. Here's Cash Strayer. Right on left matchup. First pitch, fastball up high. That's ball 1. So the sinker-slider combination, little old-school pitching tactics. Riley Goodman, well, he still uses it. 50% of the time it's the sinker, 20% of the time it's the slider. 1-0 on the Florida Gator Strayer. Strayer swings and misses at a fastball down low, and the count's even at 1-1. Brewster is just about middle of the pack in every offensive stat. The one that sticks out, they hit .280 for average. That's top 3 in Cape Cod with runners in scoring position. 1 on with 2 out. 1-1 to Strayer. He swings, chops one right back to the pitcher Goodman. He fires to first, on time, on target. A 2-hit first inning for both sides, but neither team has anything to show for it. We're headed to the second inning on the Mariners Radio Network.
Wonderful support from Ocean Edge Resort and Golf Club.
No score after the first inning here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. Mariners had 2 hits in the top of the first inning, but nothing to show for it against the lefty starter Santiago Garcia at a LSU. And it will be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the M's here in the second inning. Milo, we're going to get our first look at the newest Mariner in town making his debut, the DH Braden Jacksaw.
Yeah, and Jacksaw put up some numbers in his freshman year at Oregon this past season. A .318 average with 10 homers and 36 runs batted in. Someone who could really, really put the ball over the fence, like with those double-digit home run numbers, and a freshman, just coming off his freshman season. So he just has that 1 year under his belt. We're going to pick up some more reps in the summer and then take that into next year.
It's Quentin Coates first, Jacksaw on deck, then Kevin Maluski is in the hole. Left on right matchup here with the first baseman out of Cincinnati, Quentin Coates. Garcia kicks and fires. First pitch, fastball in the dirt, ball 1. Coates has been swinging a hot bat. After a strugglesome, say, first 2 weeks this summer, he's now up to .270 for average. Coates still looking for that first long ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Coates takes a strike on the outside corner. Another fastball. It's now 1-1. Start of the second inning is brought to you by Milton Cat. Proud to power the Cape all summer long. That's Milton Cat. Ball and a strike on Coates. Garcia likes to work quick. Here comes the 1-1. A hanging breaking ball lands right down the middle. Called a strike. It's now 1-2. Coach shook his head, kind of bit his tongue and his lip a little bit, looked at the Harwich dugout and said, it's a pretty nice pitch. That was the first look we've seen of that curveball. 2-strike pitch, goes back to it. Coates pops it up, foul, down the first base side.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that quick pace that Garcia is working with. I mean, it is fast, and Coates, before that last pitch, actually stepped out of the box, and now he's taking an entire lap around home plate, just trying to buy himself some time, because Garcia is already ready on the mound with his glove at his belt.
Garcia turns and fires. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That was the slider from Garcia towards the outer part of the plate against the right-handed hitter Coates. The second punch out, and there's quickly one out in the second inning.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like all the hitters are kind of on Garcia's timing right now. Whatever he wants to do, whenever he wants to do it, that's what's happening.
Here's Jacksaw, the 6'6", 220-pound rising sophomore at Oregon, making his Harwich debut. First pitch, curveball, drips down the middle, called strike 1. Jacksaw out of Fremont, California. His freshman year at Oregon, well, if you hit 320, 10 homers, you knock in 36, that's pretty good. The 0-1 lands in the dirt, now a ball and a strike on Jacksaw. So like many Mariners have had it so far this summer, if you're new to the team, you don't play the field in your first game. You DH. The 1-1, check swing, appeal to first. He did go around. That's Rick Force over there at first base. Pitch was in the dirt. It's now 1-2 on the Mariner DH Jacksaw. We're going to see him catch a little bit this summer, too.
Yeah, he was taking catching reps before this game.
1-2, ground ball at short. Coming in quickly is Laskovsky. He fires to first and beats all 6'6" of Jacksaw to the bag. 2 outs with nobody on to start the second.
That's just the fastball inside. Jacksaw did turn his bat around quickly, but a routine ground ball for Laskovsky.
Here's Kevin Maluski. I mean, that's a pretty good power punch here in the bottom of the Mariners order. You have 6'6" Jacksaw, and that's 6'5" Maluski. First pitch fastball called the strike on the outside edge. Maluski 3 for 20 on Cape Cod, 3 ribbies, pair of doubles. 0-1 pitch, fastball up and away, now 1-1. Garcia works quick, and he mixes it up. Outside of that at-bat where he threw Hotchkiss 3 straight fastballs, he's really diverse with his mix. The 1-1's a curveball, cut on, ground ball softly to third. Pantier on the charge, and he makes the play. A 1-2-3 second inning for Garcia and the Whitecap defense. The Mariners go down in order. We'll be back at the home half on the Mariners Radio Network. No score through an inning and a half in Brewster. The Whitecaps due up, playing at home at Stony Brook Field. It's 5, 6, and 7. That's Yaman, Harvey, and Lee. And the right-handed starter for the M's, Riley Goodman, climbs the hill once again. Remember, both teams had a pair of hits in the first inning, but neither Harwich or Brewster had anything in the runs department to show for it. So here we are. Eddie Yaman, the right-handed hitting DH out of LSU, digs in for an all-SEC matchup with the Georgia starter Riley Goodman. Working from the windup. Kicks and fires. First pitch fastball that clips the inside corner. A nice opening pitch, called strike one. Harwich 7-3 in their last 10. Brewster 6-3-1. You can tie in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Play 10 innings. 0-1 pitch, cut on, pushed hard the other direction, but that's out of play. 0-2. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. Milo, a theme developing earlier with these two starters. I mean, from the get-go, these guys like to work quick. Goodman takes his time now before the 0-2 to Yaman. Now he comes home. The two-strike pitch. Fastball goes all the way to the backstop. It's now 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, Garcia specifically is getting ready with about 14 seconds still to go on the pitch clock, and he's ready to fire home. Everyone's going at his pace. Goodman a little bit slower. Takes his time on the mound, but still working with some good pace.
You can slow pitchers down now with the pitch clock. You don't have to address him as a hitter. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Fastball right past Yaman. And the first punch out of the night from Riley Goodman kicks off the home half of the second. Yaman down.
Yeah, that's a good sign for the Mariners. Last time Harwich played Brewster on the 4th of July, Yaman went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a homer, and also walked twice. So, good to see Yaman go down, a sigh of relief.
Here's the RBI king for Brewster, Dane Harvey. First baseman out of Ohio State, has knocked in a dozen. He's only hitting 196 for average, though. Right on left matchup, first pitch fastball hammered down the right field line. Garrity chases, and that baby's gone. It just snuck inside the foul pole, and a solo shot for Harvey gives Brewster a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second. The third home run of the summer. The lead grows bigger in the RBI category. Harvey up to 13 runs batted in, a team high for Brewster. And Dane, Buckeye slugger, gets us started. It's 1-0 with 1 out in the second.
Yeah, Harvey has that type of power. And now Brewster has 13 team home runs on the season. That's sole possession of second place in the Cape. And he got a hold of that one.
Brings up Jacob Lee. First pitch fastball, a little bit too tall. 1-0. The combination of Harvey and Lee batting 6th and 7th for Brewster. They combined for 22 runs batted in. And now they combine for 7 home runs. Lee has 4 of them. 1-0. Jacob Lee stays away from a pitch outside. It's now 2-0. That's the first home run of the summer that Riley Goodman has surrendered on Cape Cod. Only gave up 2 of them in 22 innings at school. 2-0 pitch. That's a fastball just a little bit low. Now 3 consecutive balls from Goodman after the solo shot off the bat of Harvey.
Yeah, back on July 1st, Goodman gave up a solo shot, his only run allowed against Orleans to Casey Comiskey. So hopefully he can limit the damage today too.
3-0. That's called a strike on the inside corner. It's now 3-1. Lee hitting .268, 4 homers, is tied for the #1 spot on Cape Cod with the Mariners shortstop, Ty Smolinski. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. Just a little bit behind that one was the hitter Lee, and the count goes full. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second here in Brewster. The Whitecaps lead the Mariners 1-0 on the solo home run in this frame from the first baseman Dane Harvey. Riley Goodman was down 3-0. He's now brought it back full. Here's the payoff pitch. That's outside. A breaking ball in ball 4. Jacob Lee draws the first walk of the game. And Brewster has a man aboard with 1 down. That walk is our first free pass of the game, presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free for more. 1 on with 1 out, 1 already in here. And here's Terrence Keel the second, right on right. Goodman from the stretch, first pitch fastball, right down the middle, 0-1.
Double play intact right now for the Mariners. It was just a solo shot, so have a quick memory and try to get out of this one as quick as possible.
Comes the 0-1. cue shot down the right field line that gets into right for a base hit. A big turn going first to third is Lee. The throw comes into third. It's close, but not in time. And the walk from Lee, and now the Kiel single down the right field line has runners on the corners with just one out for the Whitecaps in the second.
Yeah, the Whitecaps have been swinging it well so far. Just 4 hits already for Brewster. We're just an inning and a third into this ball game. Looks like the infield is going to stay back, at least the middle right now. Trying to go for the double play.
Here's Pete Daniel. Kiel at first, Lee at third, one out with one already in. Brewster up 1-0 in the second. Right on right. Goodman comes home, first pitch. Fastball just a little bit high above the letters on Daniel, 1-0. Daniel out of Virginia Tech is draft eligible. Rising senior out of Nashville, Tennessee. Goodman the starter out of Memphis, Tennessee. Check on the runner at first. Kiel back with a dive. Would not be surprised if Kiel is on the move here. Jacob Lee at third, a catcher. Doesn't have much speed, but Kiel has stolen 3 bases, and he's a speed threat for Brewster. Goodman set. Kiel goes. The 1-0 pitch is taken inside. Throw down to second, not in time. The runner at third, Lee, stayed at third. And there's now 2 in scoring position with 1 out in the second for Brewster, and the count goes to 2-0 in Pete Daniels' direction.
Yeah, it was a pretty good throw from Maluski, just not in time on the speedy Kiel. And the infield, middle of the infield, still going to play back for the Mariners, so willing to give up the run on a ground ball up the middle.
Eliminates the double play on the Kiel steal. Goodman down 2-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball, chopped towards second base. Run already scores. Curlin fires on to first. And it's a 2-0 game on the RBI ground out from Pete Daniel. Jacob Lee scores. Terrence Kiel the second scurries over to third base.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting. Recognize the situation. Middle of the infield is up. Chopper to second base. And now just like that, Brewster on top 2-0. It felt like the Mariners had something going in the top of the first. And now you blinked your eyes and they're down 2-0.
Lineup turns over for the Whitecaps. It's now Jay Abernathy, the center fielder. Kiel off at third, 2 outs, 2 already in. Brewster has struck first at home. First pitch from Goodman, swing and a chopper foul, first base side. Riley gets ahead 0-1. Goodman got hit somewhat hard 2 starts ago. Gave up 6 hits in that start. The last time out, he went 5 2/3 of 3-hit baseball. I mean, it was domination against Orleans. Here's the 0-1. Abernathy swings and misses. That was a nasty slider at the knees. And Goodman ahead 0-2. It's been a 2-hit second inning. Harvey started it with a homer, and Daniel brought in Kiel on the ground out. 0-2 pitch. Skied foul, third base side. Abernathy trying to battle here with a runner just 90 feet away. This is when you might try and reach into your strikeout stuff for Goodman. Granted, any out gets you out of the inning. He's a guy who has swing and miss stuff on the hill. 2-strike pitch. That's just off the inside corner. Goodman was already strutting off the mound. He has to climb back up. It's now 1-2.
With the hit in the first inning for Abernathy, he now has a 9-game hit streak. He's been swinging a hot bat.
Second time up, it's just the second inning. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a foul tip right behind home plate. So a good battle between the new Oklahoma transfer. Abernathy played last season at Tennessee. Another inside the Southeastern Conference transfer, one of them on the hill for the Mariners right now, Riley Goodman. Trying to put away the newest Oklahoma Sooner. Goodman. 1-2. That's off the outside corner this time. It's now 2-2. These have been borderline 2-strike takes from Abernathy. The first one was inside, and that one just a hair away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's taking them with confidence, too.
Keel off the third. 2 down in the second. Brewster up by 2. Here's the 2-2. Spiked fastball, a nice block from Maluski behind the plate. And 3 consecutive balls from the starter Goodman work the count full. A really nice at-bat developing for Jay Abernathy. This next pitch will be the 8th pitch of the AB. Goodman looks at his wrist, now digs into the first base side of the rubber. Infield at normal depth. Payoff pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul that was hit hard first base side. And we'll see a 9th pitch to this at-bat.
Yeah, it seems like the Whitecaps are just seeing the ball well out of Goodman's hand this evening. Couple confident swings from Abernathy here. A little early on those ground balls down the first base line.
Brewster 2 already in the second inning, trying to add on more. Payoff pitch. Swing and a ground ball at short. Smolinski charges. He's got to beat Abernathy's speed. He spiked it, but Coates picked it on one bounce. A huge play from the Mariners' first baseman, saves a run and keeps Smolinski air-free. Brewster on the solo shot from Harvey, and then a walk, a hit, and an RBI ground out from Daniel. Strike first. It's 2-0. We're through 2 at Stony Brook Field on the Mariners Radio Network. The Brewster Whitecaps lead the Harwich Mariners 2-0 here. Start of the third inning on the Mariners Radio Network. For more on some recent matchups between Brewster and Harwich, we send it to our sideline reporter, Lily Reisenweber.
Thanks, Luke. Yeah, the Mariners are facing the Whitecaps for the third time in pretty much a week. They're 1-1, so they've lost 1, they've won 1. And I talked to Kevin Maluski before the game, and he actually only played in one of the games. But he said, today is a new day, it's a new game. They're all playing the game that they love. They need to focus on keeping the bat on the ball, starting to swing a little bit more. And they actually had a day off because of the rain, and they said that, you know, it helped them rest, and they're here to show up, and they're here to play today. Back to you.
Thank you, Lily. Harwich played on Friday and Saturday against Brewster. Friday was right here at Stony Brook Field. Saturday was at home. And now we're back here at Stony Brook Field. 8-9-1 due up for the M's in the top of the third. 2-0 Brewster after a 2-run second inning. With Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. Milo, Harwich trying to find that spark in the bottom of the order. It's Garrity hitting 156, Kirikoff on deck hitting 150. Left-on-left matchup. First pitch popped up. This is behind home plate, and that is into the playground foul. 0-1.
Yeah, if the Mariners can get something going here with this 8-9 and turn of the lineup, that would be big time because it's pretty top-heavy right now if you look at the lineup in terms of the averages that the players are putting out there.
0-1, fastball, that's up high. And it's now a ball and a strike on the Mariner right fielder out of Northeastern, Ryan Garrity. Batting average hasn't been the best thing for Garrity, but he's got on base with a good eye. He stares at strike 2 right down the middle. And he's behind Santiago Garcia, who just works lightning fast on the hill. He's already ready to go. Garcia comes home with a 1-2. This one's a liner into shallow center field, crashing is Abernathy, and he makes the head-high catch on the run for the first out.
Now batting.
Kind of just hung up there just enough for Jay Abernathy to track it down.
Off the bat, I thought that was going to have eyes for the center field grass, but yeah, just hung up. There's a little hesitation on that delivery from Garcia, almost like a Nestor Cortez.
Tony Cueto.
Yeah, hang the leg and fire.
Left on right with Kirikov. Micah shows bunt, pulls it away. Pitch was a fastball outside, and that's ball one. Kirikov and Garrity, really good outfielders defensively, trying to find their way on base because they can run. The 1-0 is an off-speed pitch that misses outside. It's now 2-0. Kirikov won Defensive Player of the Year in the MAC Conference at Kent State. He stares at ball 3. That wasn't even close in the dirt. And now the first real sign of maybe a walk from the lefty Garcia with 1 out in the 3rd inning. He's down 3-0 to the Harwich outfielder Kirikov. Top of the order, and Kurland on deck. Here's the 3-0. Get me over fastball right there, 3-1. Pretty diverse mix. Garcia throws the fastball at 43% of the time, the cut fastball at 25%, and then the curveball and change, 22% and 7%. The 3-1 is high and tight with the cutter, and the first walk for a Mariner comes to the 9-hole hitter, Micah Kirikov, and some speed on the bases with just 1 out in the 3rd.
And the Mariners' last win against Chatham on the 5th of July, last game they played, Kirikov had 2 walks, and he scored a run for the Mariners as well. So he's been getting on base via the free pass.
Brings up Cade Kurland. Kurland popped up to the second baseman Daniel to kick off this game. First pitch. Kurland takes. It's a fastball right on the outside edge. 0-1. Kurland has now gone 21 at-bats without an extra base hit. He started this summer blazing hot. Had a pair of doubles in his first week, then the 3-run home run back in Harwich. Check on the runner Kirikov. He's back with the dive. Mike over there has stolen 6 bases this summer in 7 attempts. Wonder if he goes here with the lefty starter Garcia, who has 3 pickoffs already this summer. 0-1 pitch, quick pitch, fastball high, ball and a strike on Kurland.
Hey, you're just kind of off balance when you're facing Garcia. You never really know when he's going to come home, whether he's going to hesitate a little bit.
Micah with a big lead. Kurland calls time. Ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball up high, not even close. It's now 2-1 on Kurland. You know, working so quick, it can certainly help you. We've seen it in these first 2 innings from Garcia. He finally is going to take a breath here, down 2-1 to Kurland, but it might compound mistakes if you start missing. 2-1 pitch. That's outside, was the cutter that time. It's now 3-1 on Kurland. Interested to see if the Mariners try and run in this 3-1 count. Kurland might get a cookie. Check on Kirikov, and he picked him off. Santiago Garcia has a lethal move. The lefty going to first base. That's his 4th runner he's picked off this summer, adding on to a Cape League lead. And there's now nobody on with 2 outs in the 3rd.
I mean, that is just a backbreaker. You're a pitch away from having first and second with just 1 out. And now all of a sudden, Garcia.
The 3-1 is a ball outside. Kurland takes first on back-to-back walks in this inning, but there's just 1 on with 2 out for Peltier.
Now batting the 3rd baseman from
Yeah, now you really look back and you get frustrated at Kirikov being off the bag there. I mean, he's trying to be aggressive, but in that situation, I think you got to stay a little bit closer and keep it fit and safe.
And in that spot, you're looking at 7 of the last 9 pitches from Garcia have been out of the zone. And right on cue, Brian Del Rosso, the pitching coach for Brewster, is going to have a word with his starter. I mean, you look at the base running mistakes just in not even the first 3 innings of this game for Harwich. You get a 1-out single in the first inning with 1 already on. Smolinski tries to go to second. He can't. So that just puts now 2 outs with only Peltier at third, which should have been runners at the corners with 1 out. You don't score in the first. Now in the 3rd, you're finally getting on base after a 1-2-3 second against Garcia. You get your 9-hole hitter on. Kirikov gets picked off, and Kurland walks. It should be first and second with just 1 out for the RBI king on this team, Peltier. but now it's 2 outs with just Kurland off of first.
And those little things are going to come back to haunt you. Base running has been the strength of the Mariners all summer long. But listen, when you're going to be aggressive, things like that are going to happen. The Mariners have been thrown out more than anyone in the league on the base paths trying to steal, but that comes with stealing the most bases. So but you just have to be smart in situations like that.
Left on right matchup after the mound visit. Brian Del Rosso back to the dugout. Garcia back on the hill. Here comes the first pitch to Peltier. JP swings. Jam shot towards shallow left field. This dunks in for a hit. Kurland's already off to third base. Peltier is fine with a single. And a softly hit blooper into left center field has runners on the corners with 2 outs for the Mariners.
Yeah. Second time Peltier's been aboard with a single that wasn't the hardest hit. But credit to him putting the ball where the defense is not playing, and now it got first and third, and a real chance for the Mariners to get right back into this thing.
A real chance for the M's, and also the best hitter for the Mariners at the plate. Here's Ty Smolinski. He's 1 for 1 with his single in the first. Leads this team in hits, homers, doubles, runs scored, slugging percentage. He's one of the best players on Cape Cod. Left on left with Garcia. First pitch, Smolinski takes a hanging breaking ball. That's called a strike. Smolinski has been here since day 1 of the summer, and he's produced. He's down 0-1. Garcia comes home. That's another hanging breaking ball, similar spot on the outside corner, called strike 2. Peltier off of first, Kurland off of third. 2 outs. In the top of the third, Brewster leads 2-0 over Harwich. 0-2 pitch. Smolinski takes low and away. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Kind of feel like this is a big at-bat early in this game, Milo. Harwich squandered an opportunity to score first in the first inning. And now potentially a base hit can get half of it back. A gapper, maybe you tie it up. Check on the runner at first. Peltier back with a lunge. We've seen the Mariners have a ton of success sending the runner at first and runners on the corner situations this summer. But with the move of the lefty Garcia staring at Peltier, he has not gone. 1-2, Smolinski pops it up. It's drifting into foul territory, third base side. The left fielder Keel runs into the bullpen and makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. There's no fence over there, so Keel can run for as long as he wants into the Brewster bullpen and whatever junkyard is down the left field line, and that ends the Harwich third inning. 2 left on board on 2 walks and 1 hit. Brewster still leads 2-0. We're going to the home half on the Mariners Radio Network. Home half of the third at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. And the Whitecaps lead the Mariners 2-0. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. There'll be 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Brewster. Riley Goodman, after a 2-hit, 2-run second inning, is back on the mound for the Mariners. Milo, what are you looking for Riley to maybe clean up in this inning? He's already surrendered 4 hits in the first 2 innings.
I think the Whitecaps have been doing a good job of hitting the strikes. Something that Goodman has done so well this year is pitch strikes. He pounds the zone. At some point, good teams like the Whitecaps are going to take advantage and hit the balls that are hittable, and right now they're just doing so. So keeping them off balance, I think, is something big, and right now you're going to face do 3 and 4, the heart of this lineup. It's a big opportunity to shut them down and start to build some momentum on your side of things.
Number 4, Jamie.
Jamie Laskowski, the shortstop, digs in to kick off the Brewster third. Right on left matchup. Riley Goodman, a big deep breath. And he comes home with the first pitch. Laskowski bunts it right back to the pitcher. The third baseman Peltier crashes, throw to first in time. It pulled Coates off the bag, but he was able to keep his right foot attached just long enough for the opening out of the third. Laskowski cannot bunt for a hit. You got to give more credit to Peltier over there. He's been marvelous at third base.
Yeah, really nice play. Again, the grass is pretty tall here on the infield, so maybe that slowed down the ball a little bit. And Peltier just picked it up with his hand and threw over to first.
Here's Holden Pantier, 1 for 1 so far with an infield hit in the first. First pitch, fastball up high, ball 1. Gorgeous night tonight in Brewster. After an off day Monday and the rain out yesterday, feels like a while that we haven't seen baseball. The 1-0 is hit off the end of the bat into shallow center field. Kirikov tracks it down. He continues to just glide out there in center. And the MAC Defensive Player of the Year out of Kent State tracks down the Pantier fly out to center for quickly 2 outs to start the Brewster third.
Yeah, that's always tough. A full swing on a ball at the end of the bat can be deceiving because you see the full follow through and you think it could go all the way back to the wall. But Kirikov did nicely there to recover.
Here's the left-handed hitter Cash Strayer. Goodman trying to get in the groove here. First pitch to Strayer. Off-speed pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. Strayer hitting .229 this summer, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. Only extra base hit outside of the pair of home runs is a lone double. Here's the 1-0. That's called a strike on the outside corner. Now 1-1. I think Goodman's stuff has looked good tonight, Milo. Just got to give some credit to Brewster. 4 hits, couple hard hit balls, couple jam shots that found a good spot, and of course the Harvey home run. 1-1. Q shot foul over the Brewster dugout, third base side. And Strayer is down 1-2.
I think this has been his best inning so far, too. I mean, obviously the bunt, Laskowski just trying to get on, but other than that, he's been pounding the zone really well.
Trying to record his first 1-2-3 inning in the first 3 frames of this one. He's ahead 1-2. Goodman kicks and fires. The 2-strike pitch, that's inside. Strayer had to jump out of the way. And it's now 2-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Brewster up 2-0, home half of the third. Both of these teams in peak form. They have been all summer. Both squads come in 4-1 in their last 5 games. The only loss, well, it's come to each other. 2-2 pitch. This one's hammered into dead center field, but right at Micah Kirikov. He was well positioned and makes the play. A 1-2-3 third for Riley Goodman. The Mariners still trail by 2, trying to get back in this game. Start of the 4th coming up next on the Mariners Radio Network.
Back here at Stony Brook Field on a gorgeous Wednesday evening, and the start of the 4th inning is brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. They're proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you're eligible for a discount. It's still Brewster on top 2-0 over the Mariners, and it's still Santi Garcia on the hill for the Whitecaps. He deals to 4, 5, and 6 in the Mariner lineup, starting with Jackson Hotchkiss, the left fielder.
Last time Hotchkiss was up, he struck out on 3 straight fastballs.
Garcia comes set, and he fires home. There's a breaking ball for strike number 1. So a 12-6 just at the knees against Hotchkiss. Like Luke just said, a strikeout back in the first. Garcia, the lefty on the hill, fires home. Fastball ripped on the ground to third base. Pantier is there, gobbles and throws across the diamond in time. And he gets the speedy Hotchkiss for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th.
I like to see how hard Hotchkiss was cutting it up the line there, Milo. I think sometimes earlier in the summer we were, wondering if he was nursing some type of injury because he wasn't playing the first couple days, and then he didn't run hard to first in the first couple games. But that time, full-blown sprint, he almost beat it out.
Out of the box, he put his head down and bolted towards first base. Here's the pitch to Coates. A breaking ball upstairs. Coates struck out in the 2nd inning. He's now striking out 19 times so far this season. That's most on the Mariners. Garcia fires home. Breaking ball at the knees, called to strike. Coates, the righty in the box, hitting .269 this season. No homers and 4 RBIs. Garcia already ready on the mound. Pierce home. Here's the pitch. Line drive, center field sinking, and it dunks in for a base hit. A 1-out single here for Quentin Coates. And the Mariners are in business in the top of the 4th.
Starting to seem like Garcia is almost impatient on the mound, and it works for him. It's a really good strategy, but credit Coates. He took his time. He did his routine. He doesn't have to look at the pitcher until 8 seconds on the pitch clock. So you can slow down the pitcher, and he rips one to center field.
Here's Jaxa, pitches high and wide, a fastball. And it's 1-0 on the newest Mariner, making his Harwich debut today. Just finished his freshman season at Oregon. 1-0. Breaking ball's a strike at the knees. That single for Coates puts him back in the hit column. Last game against Chatham for Harwich. Coates did not pick up a hit for the first time in 5 games. 1-1. There's a strike on the inside corner with the heat. And it's 1-2.
And whether it's Garcia working quick or that 88-mile-an-hour fastball getting there a whole lot quicker than 88, just from the eyesight, he's doing a lot right so far.
Yeah, it's playing up. 1-2. Fastball ripped in the air, left field, keel back, moves over, dives, and he makes the grab. Oh, what a play from Trevor Keel. Coates back to first, but he's still possibly an extra base hit, and the first knock of Brady Jax's Harwich career, and there's 2 gone.
Oh, that is a bad beat right there for Harwich Jacksaw, and it just continues this theme. Whether it was the last time Harwich played Brewster and the center field speed of Michael Torres making that game-changing play, or now in the 4th inning, their defense has been amazing in the outfield.
There's the pitch to Maluski. Breaking ball catches the outside corner for a strike. Oh, what a play. I mean, last time we were here, we saw Ryan Garrity make a play in left for the Mariners. Dove into the left center field gap. This time it was Terrence Keel. Pitch down in the dirt. Nice block by Lee, the catcher. It's 1-1 on Maluski, who grounded out to third base back in the 2nd inning. The defense from the Whitecaps has come to play these last few games against the Mariners. 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. This one gets away from Lee all the way to the fence, and Coates skirts on up to second base. So a wild pitch on Santi Garcia, and the Mariners have a runner in scoring position here. They trail 2-0 to the Whitecaps in the top of the 4th. 2 out. Gorgeous, gorgeous Wednesday night here at Stony Brook Field. Excellent crowd on hand. Bleachers are packed on both sides. 2-1. Curveball in the dirt. Nice scoop by Lee. He's been going to work these last couple of pitches, and the count's 3-1.
Garcia didn't go any longer than 3 innings at school. He's now gone 3 2/3 into this one. This is reportedly his final start here on Cape Cod as well.
He fires home the 3-1. Fastball swing and a miss. That was way upstairs. Probably ball 4. And now the count's full on Maluski.
Yeah, Maluski was just looking red dead fastball, but it wasn't dead down the middle. It was up near his eyes.
Coates off of second, he takes his lead. Garcia checks on the runner and pitches home. Strike 3 called, a fastball perfectly placed on the outside corner. And Maluski is down on strikes. It's the 3rd strikeout for Garcia tonight, and the Mariners go down without a run here in the top of the 4th. 1 hit, 1 man left on base, and it's still 2-0 Whitecaps here as we go to the bottom of the 4th on the Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back to Stony Brook Field as we head to the bottom of the 4th. The Whitecaps on top 2-0 over the Mariners. So glad you're joining us on this gorgeous Wednesday evening alongside Luke Brenneman, Milo Hoffman. It's still the starter for the Mariners, Riley Goodman on the hill. He's allowed 2 runs to this point, 4 hits, and he's walked 1 Brewster hitter. He'll deal to 5, 6, and 7 in the Whitecap lineup, starting with Eddie Yaman. He's the DH tonight for Brewster. He digs into the righty box, the LSU product. Goodman set from the belt. He kicks and throws home. Breaking ball nearly hits Yaman inside. Back in the 2nd, Yaman struck out, the only strikeout to this point for Riley Goodman. Brings his glove to his eyes and fires. Fastball just misses downstairs, and the count's 2-0 now on Yaman. In Goodman's last start against Orleans on July 1st, he had just 2 strikeouts, so not a strikeout guy on the mound. Here's the 2-0. Fastball poked up the middle. It's backhanded by Curlin, the second baseman. Throws off balance the first in time. A nice play by Cade Curland, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 4th.
Really nice play from Curland. I remember in his debut, he made a diving play, saved a hit from going into right field, but he hasn't really been tested. You can't judge a guy too much when there's not many balls that are 50-50 plays, and that one was as 50-50 as they come. He gets it on the backhand, he sets his feet, and he has that strength from his lower half to get the ball to first in time. That's a big play.
I remember watching him at Fenway Day about a week ago. When he fields the ball, he throws with heart over to first base. Pitch to Dane Harvey is inside with the fastball, and it's 1-0. He does not get cheated. You could say that. Harvey didn't get cheated back in the 2nd inning. He had a solo home run deep to right field, his 3rd on the season. 1-0. Downstairs, a breaking ball from Goodman. Like I said, 3rd home run for Harvey back in the 2nd. That second most on this Whitecap team, only behind Jacob Lee, the catcher, who's on deck. He has 4. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Down and in. And now it's 3-0 on Harvey. It looked like the hitter in the lefty box thought he got hit with that one. It plugged the dirt. Harvey faked throwing his bat over towards the Brewster dugout. And now he has full grasp of it once again and gets ready for the 3-0. Here's the offering. Chopper. Goodman back. The pitcher gobbles and throws to first in time. And there's 2 gone. A Baltimore chop that Goodman had to catch over his shoulder almost like a wide receiver. And there's 2 gone.
Goodman has a couple words there for Harvey. He looked at Maluski kind of like, what was he whining about on the exact scenario that you just drew up where it hit him, but it didn't actually hit him, so he was just joking. And starting pitchers, some of them just come out with an edge to them. And I think Goodman's one of those guys where he's not very happy while he's pitching.
Pitch to Lee. Fastball in the upper half of the zone called a strike at 93 miles an hour.
Therefore, a joke like that from Harvey to his dugout maybe set Goodman off a little bit. Joke's on Harvey. Swung at a 3-0 pitch, and it was a swinging bunt.
0-1. Outside, and the count's 1-1. Jacob Lee walked in the second, came around to score. Whitecaps up 2-0 here for the Mariners, bottom of the 4th. 2 gone. And Goodman pitches home. Breaking ball cut on and missed. It's 1-2. Nice breaking ball there. A slider on the outside corner at 88 miles an hour. And it's 1-2 on Lee.
That was the best pitch we've seen from Riley tonight. Had the combination of velocity and break to it.
1-2. Here it is. Hammer deep to left center field. Kirikoff, the center fielder, back on the track, dives, and he can't make the play. It goes over his head and bounces against the wall. Harvey around second, and Cruz is into third, make that Lee with the triple. Oh boy, Kirikoff tried for a SportsCenter top 10 play out there in center field with a full dive. But he couldn't grasp it, and now the Whitecaps have a runner on third here in the bottom of the 4th.
Good piece of hitting from Lee, but man, I've never seen an outfielder lay out consistently the way Kirikoff does. I mean, he runs after balls that he has no chance of getting to in those gaps and gives it everything he's got. That's a good effort, but a good hit.
There's the pitch to Terrence Keel. Chopped, third base side, Peltier is there. Gloves and throws to first in time. And that does it here in the bottom of the 4th. Goodman works around a 2-out triple from Jacob Lee. And at the end of the 4, it's still Whitecaps over the Harwich Mariners, 2-0 on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the top of the 5th here at Stony Brook Field on a beautiful Wednesday night here in Brewster, Massachusetts. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Milo Hoffman. It's the Whitecaps who lead the Mariners 2-0. And a new pitcher on the hill for the Brewster Whitecaps is Jordan Martin, making his 6th appearance so far this summer. He's pitched 6 2/3 on the hill, has given up just 3 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and 4 walks. He deals to 8, 9, and 1 in the Mariner lineup, starting with Ryan Garrity, the right fielder. Martin kicks and fires. Down in the dirt with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And it's 1-0 on Garrity. Martin already ready on the mound with his glove at his eyes. Here's the 1-0. Chopper, broken bat right side. Second baseman Daniel gloves and flips the first in time. That bat went shattering all over the place. The nub is still back at home plate. You got the barrel that Laskovsky, the shortstop, just picked up. And a very unconventional 4-3 putout here to begin the 5th.
The bat went splintering so hard in that dead break that you were talking about. The pitcher, Jordan Martin, who was trying to make a play on the baseball, had to duck out of the way in the middle of the infield.
Oh, that's one of the plays where you just hope and pray everyone's okay. And everyone is. Here's the pitch to Kirikov. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman. Daniel flips the first in time. It was a skipper that Harvey, the first baseman, picked out of the dirt. And there's 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th.
I mean, this defense continues to rob Harwich of hits. You think of that diving play from Keel back in the 4th inning, probably would have scored a run in the Jacksaw lineout. And then this play up the middle from the second baseman, Daniel. That's speed in Kirikov. Daniel knows about it.
And time is called now by Steve Englert, Mariner manager. He's out of the dugout talking to Cade Kurland. And you almost get the feeling this is like a slowdown. Yep. We haven't seen too many pitches in this inning at all. In fact, just 3 from Jordan Martin, the newest pitcher out of the Whitecap bullpen. So maybe see a few. This is Martin's 2nd appearance against the Mariners so far this summer. First back on July 3rd. Went 2 innings. And he gave up no runs. Had 3 strikeouts. Pitch to Kurland. Fastball low and outside.
Yeah, we've seen that from time to time out of Steve Englert. I mean, if you commit ground out here, you're halfway through this game, Milo.
1-0 is a strike at the knees with the Heat.
And 2-0 deficit is nothing significant, but you have 4 hits as a team. You're being shut out right now. Both teams are most likely going to the bullpen in the 5th.
1-1, fastball runs inside on Kurland. So now 2-1 on the Mariner leadoff man. He's coming in 1 for his last 11. Second baseman transferring from Florida to LSU. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High fly, shallow right field in foul territory. Harvey, the first baseman, drips over near the Mariner dugout. And the ball drops over the fence and out of play. So the count's now 2-2 on Kurland. Last time these 2 teams played on July 4th, well, the Whitecaps took that one pretty handily. 13-0 on a run rule victory for Brewster. That was back at White House Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the Martin pitch. James shot, shortstop cut on the fly by Laskovsky, and that does it here in the top of the 5th. 1-2-3 go the Mariners on a very quick and efficient 7-pitch frame for Jordan Martin. We head to the home half of the 5th here on the Mariners Radio Network. Still 2-0 Whitecaps. Back here at Stony Brook Field as we head to the bottom of the 5th, and it's Harwich Mariner trivia time as the Whitecaps hold a 2-0 lead over the M's. And the question of the day is, which former Mariner has both a father and a son who played in Major League Baseball? So which former Harwich Mariner has both a father and a son who played in the big leagues? Question has some levels to it. Think about it, and we'll get back to you in the 7th. Back at Stony Brook as we start the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Whitecaps over the Mariners, and still Riley Goodman toned the slab for Harwich. He deals to 9-1-2 in the Whitecap lineup, starting with Pete Daniel, the second baseman. A right-on-right matchup here to begin the frame. Goodman kicks and throws home. Popped up. Foul territory and out of play down the right field line. And it's 0-1 on Daniel.
One thing Goodman has done in every single start this summer is eat up innings. I mean, he's been good in every start. You're in the 5th of 2-run baseball against a really hot Brewster lineup. He's just getting outdueled right now.
Here's the 0-1. Inside with the heat. Santi Garcia, the starter for Brewster, went 4 innings, 4 hits, no runs, and 3 strikeouts. He was dominant on the hill for the Whitecaps. 1-1. Downstairs. An 88-mile-an-hour breaking ball there from Goodman that missed. Daniel had an RBI ground out back in the 2nd. Brought home the 2nd run of the evening for the Whitecaps. The other, a solo shot from Dane Harvey. 2-1. Chopper on the left side of the infield. Smolinski charges in gloves. Low throw scooped up by Coates in time. And there's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Second low throw we've seen from Smolinski tonight. A couple low throws from the Mariner infield. Peltier made one in the 3rd inning. And Smolinski just kind of spiking it, but got to give all the credit to Coates. It's not a bad play. It doesn't show up. It's still an out.
Yes.
Because his first baseman is bailing him out, and that's what first basemen do. That's why they got the big glove.
Saves an error. Saves the base runner. Here's the pitch to Abernathy. He shows bunt, pulls back on a strike inside.
I don't know if I've ever seen a guy show bunt like that. Abernathy was playing like hopscotch, where he squared on a jump, which I don't think would be a very good idea if you're trying to beat it out on the hit. If you land, make contact, and then have to go kind of from 0.
0-1. Inside, doesn't show bunt. It was a strike, and it's 0-2. Abernathy singled back in the 1st, but was thrown out after overrunning the bag and had to scurry back, but Coates, the first baseman, another play that maybe doesn't go into the box score or the scorebook. Gotten out there. 0-2. Line drive to center field. Kirikov charges, but he plays it on a hop. It's a 1-out single for Abernathy. He's now 2 for 3. 2-0 Whitecaps still on top here in the bottom of the 5th, and now they have a dangerous steal threat on the base paths in Abernathy.
Yeah, I think Harwich might go to the bullpen in this inning if anyone else reaches base. There's a lot of trust in Goodman here. You dive into the pitch count a little bit. Riley's already thrown 64 pitches. He's been on average of 65 in each of his starts so far this summer. Top of the order as well.
Here's Laskovsky, the number 2 hitter and shortstop for the Whitecaps. Goodman, quick turn and fires to first base. Not in time on the pickoff attempt on Abernathy, who's 7 for 8 on stolen base attempts so far this summer. 2-0 Whitecaps over the Mariners here, bottom 5, 1 gone. And the hitter is Laskovsky. Another check back to Abernathy, and it gets by Coates, the first baseman, and trickles near the Mariner dugout, and Abernathy runs to second base. It's an error from Riley Goodman. That's the first error on the day for either side. And now the Whitecaps have a runner in scoring position with the 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, just kind of a silly mistake there. We know Abernathy can run. If he's going to take second, keep it up to the catcher, Maluski.
First pitch to Laskovsky. Down and in with the fastball. Laskovsky is 0 for 2. He popped out to third base in the 1st inning and then tried to reach on a bunt But Beltier, the third baseman, charged and made a nice play to retire him in the third. Here's the 1-0. High and wide. It's 2-0. Laskowski takes a little walk around the lefty box. Has that armor over his right elbow. Squats. And he's ready for the 2-0. So is Goodman on the hill. Abernathy off of second. Airs the pitch. Downstairs, 3-0.
Laskowski's the best hitter in this lineup. You never want to walk anyone in a tight game, especially in the middle innings. But with first base open, maybe you just pitch to Pantier, who's only in his third or fourth game for Brewster this summer, and you also bring back the double play threat.
Laskowski with a .333 average. Looks at a ball outside. And now he's aboard first and second for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the fifth with one gone. And they hold a 2-0 lead over the Mariners. That's the second walk distributed by Goodman on the hill. And now it's Holden Pantier. He's 6 for his first 12 in a Whitecap uniform. And now Hunter Dilworth, the Mariner pitching coach, is walking out to the mound along with the entirety of the Mariner infield. It'll be a mound visit, trying to calm down Riley Goodman on the hill right now. Whitecaps have first and second with one gone here in the bottom of the fifth, and Brewster's on top 2-0. It's a gorgeous evening at Stony Brook Field, and we're so glad you're tuning in. It's just stunning. Last time we were here, it was the hottest day in Brewster history. That was our trivia question of the night. 97 degrees. It felt like it was over 105. This is a lot different in the 70s. And now Goodman is trying to work out of a mini jam here on this gorgeous day. First and second for the Whitecaps. One gone, bottom five. Brewster on top 2-0, and Dilworth is back in the dugout for the Mariners. He deals to Holden Pantier. He's 1 for 2 today, singled back in the first. Pitch on. Is a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Pantier out of Georgia Tech in the righty box. Runners take their leads. Here's the 0-1. Just missed downstairs. So Goodman flirting with the strike zone on that pitch, but just a little bit down, says Jeffrey Merzell, the home plate umpire. Brings his glove to his belt. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike. A fastball in the upper half of the zone. The count is now 1-2.
Big pitch here. Part of the order up. Brewster trying to add on, maybe blow this game open with a rally here and 2 on with 1 out in the fifth. Harwich can keep themselves in it if Goodman can escape.
1-2. Oh, a check back to second base instead on a nice inside move from Goodman. And Abernathy is safe. So far in his Whitecap career, Pantier is 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. He's played just 3 games to this point.
This is when Brewster is their best. Runners on base.
Long pause. Here's the 1-2. Line drive to right center field. Has eyes for the gap, and it's down and goes up against the wall. Abernathy rounds third. He comes home to score. Laskowski right behind him gets the wave, and he touches home. It's a 2-ribby double for Holden Pantier, and the Whitecaps are on top 4-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. Oh, just a line drive, and Garrity had no chance at catching that one. A double and RBIs 3 and 4 on the season for Pantier. And now Brewster all of a sudden has a 4-0 lead, just like that.
Steve Engler's definitely challenging Riley Goodman, keeping him in this game.
Pitch to Cash Strayer is a swing and a miss. Pantier off of second. The count's 0-1 on the Brewster right fielder.
I will say, I think that he was challenging him by leaving him in with first and second, Pantier up with just one out. And the fact he's still in, maybe this could be it for Goodman this summer as well.
0-1. Line drive to right field. Garrity charges in, plays it on a hop. Pantier to hold up, so he just moves over to third base. It's a single for Castrayer, and the hits are falling tonight for the Whitecaps. They have 8 of them here in the bottom of the 5th. And now it's the corners occupied for Brewster here with 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th.
And that's it.
Steve Englert out of the dugout for the Whitecaps. Takes his slow trot. Goodman off the mound, accompanied by all of the infield. Englert takes the ball and pats him on the back as Goodman walks to the dugout. It's first and third for the Brewster Whitecaps here, still in the bottom of the 5th, and we'll take a step aside. And it's Peyton Soski coming on for the Mariners. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network. Back here at Stony Brook Field as we're still in the bottom of the 5th. And the day is done for Riley Goodman, the Mariners' starting pitcher, who went 4 1/3, gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks and a strikeout. Now that line is not closed just yet, as it's still first and third for the Whitecaps here in the inning. And the new pitcher on the hill for the Mariners is Peyton Soski, making his 5th appearance this summer. And in just 5 2/3 pitched, he has 7 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. And now he has quite the jam to work out of here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 gone, runners on the corners for the Whitecaps. Middle of the infield for the Mariners is about half distance, playing for the double play or to try and come home. Pitch is inside to Eddie Yaman, the DH for the Whitecaps, and it's 1-0. It's Castrayer off of first and Holden Pantier off of third. 2 runs already home in the frame. Pantier had a 2 RBI double. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Nice curveball from Soski.
Really nice. And in this position, Milo, it's not the end of the game yet, but a 4-0 deficit with runners at the corners, you're really looking for that punch out or double play ball.
Soski has 6 of them this season. Pitch is home. That curls in for strike number 2, a nice slider at 85 miles an hour. Yaman is 0 for 2 tonight. He has a strikeout in the 2nd and a ground out in the 4th. Hitting .286 in just 6 games played so far for the Whitecaps this summer. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Nice slider downstairs, and it's a big strikeout here in the bottom of the 5th, and there's 2 gone. Runners stay put on the corners.
Yeah, a huge strikeout for Soski coming into this game in this spot against the hitter, especially of the caliber of Eddie Yaman. Doesn't get much easier. 13 RBI Dane Harvey coming up, already has a homer in this game.
Soski on the mound, ready for the first pitch to Harvey. Runners on the corners. Here's the offering. Breaking ball is called to strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1.
That breaking ball has really looked solid for Soski. The one time that he got beat up this summer against Wareham, it was strictly fastballs that he was throwing. The breaking ball has been right there.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike, this time a fastball at 94 miles an hour. And it's 0-2. Harvey back in the second uncorked a fastball from Goodman deep to right field for a home run. Runners on the corners, here 2 gone, 4-0 Whitecaps lead at bottom 5. Here's the offering. Pitch is upstairs, runner from first takes off, and the throw to second is not in time. So Strayer with the stolen bag, that's his 4th on the season. And now 2 in scoring position for the Whitecaps.
Another throw down from Maluski. He's confident in his arm. It was a good throw, a really good pick from Smolinski to get it off of one hop. Saved a run.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 big strikeouts from Peyton Soski, and he gets out of the jam. The Whitecaps strand 2 runners aboard, but do bring home 2 runs off of 3 hits and 2 men left on base. We head to the 6th here on the Mariners Radio Network. 4-0 Whitecaps.
Welcome back to Stony Brook Field. We are headed into the bottom of the 6th. The Whitecaps lead 4-0. Ty Smolinski is actually tied for first in the league for home runs with 4. And I talked to him before the game, and he said that just sticking with his approach, not trying to hit home runs, is what's working for him. He said he's been in summer ball for 3 years, but at the start it definitely is an adjustment. The bats are not as forgiving, but he was in the Appalachian League last year and the Calrican League before that, so he is definitely used to it.
Thanks so much, Lily. Ty Smolinski due up in this inning. We're here in the top of the 6th, 4-0 Whitecaps over the Mariners. It's Martin still on the hill. He deals to J.P. Peltier. First pitch inside, and the count is 1-0 on the Mariner number 2 hitter. Martin worked a nice 1-2-3 frame in his first inning of relief in the 5th. Pitch is a fastball strike on the inside corner. Peltier is 2 for 2 so far today, has 2 singles. Both not the hardest hit off the bat. But he's been aboard twice. Pitch home, a strike at the knees. And now it's 1-2 on Peltier. It's 2, 3, and 4 in the Harwich lineup. Ty Smolinski on deck. Pitch home. Inside. It gets by the catcher Lee into the screen. Martin with his glove at his eyes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called, a fastball on the upper half of the zone. And it's one out here in the top of the 6th. The strikeout for Jordan Martin. It's his first of the night. First time that Peltier has been set down this evening, and now Ty Smolinski, the hitter, is up. Ty singled back in the first. He looks at a first pitch outside, and the count's 1-0 on the Mariners shortstop. Mariners down 4-0 here, top of the 6th. 1-0. Down and away, and it's 2-0.
It's starting to get chilly here, Milo.
Yeah, the temperatures are dropping as the sun is setting here in Brewster. 77 degrees. Duo. High and wide with the heat, and it's 3-0. Smolinski is 1 for 2. Comes in a 308 hitter for the Mariners. 4 homers and 10 RBIs. Pitch home. Misses outside, ball 4. And Harwich has a 1-out runner aboard here in the top of the 6th. They trail 4-0 to the Whitecaps here at Stony Brook Field.
Yeah, first base runner since back in the 4th inning here for the M's. And seems like one of those spots, Milo, and you don't need all 4 back right now. It's just the 6th inning, but you maybe get 1 back. You maybe cut it in half with 2. And you got a good part of the order up to do some damage against the reliever Martin. Chance to gain some momentum. Smolinski also has speed if you want to get a little bit risky against the catcher Jacob Lee.
Ty this season has 5 stolen bases. He takes his lead over at first base. Hitters Jackson Hotchkiss. M's down 4, trying to spark a rally here in the 6th. Pitch home. Breaking ball is a strike, and it's 0-1. Hotchkiss is 0 for 2. He's now 2 for his last 13 at the plate for the Mariners. Came into the evening hitting .257, a pair of homers, and 9 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. High fly, deep to left field, keel back, nears the track, but now he stops and comes in to make the play. Smolinski stays put at first base, and it's a long fly out here for out number 2 in the top of the 6th.
I mean, similar to what you were saying, Milo, I don't know if I've seen something as aggressive as what Keel did. He went all the way back towards the track and then proceeds to sprint in about 10, 15 feet to catch the ball. Maybe he was trying to get Smolinski off of first to test his arm and tag up on a ball that wasn't as deep as he was trying to make it look like it was.
Now he deals to Coates. Martin, pitch. Is outside. Coach check swing. Did he go? No, says Rick Force, the first base umpire. The count's 1-0 on the Mariner first baseman. He's 1 for 2 today. Single his last time up in the 4th. Martin brings his glove to the letters. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball right on by. .4-0 Brewster over the Mariners here in the top of the 6th. Harwich has Smolinski at first base with 2 gone. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. Pitches downstairs. Throw to second is not in time. Nobody was covering, actually. Pete Daniel nor the shortstop Laskovsky were there. And so, lucky enough, the ball found Daniel's glove, but he was not on the second base bag. And so it's a stolen base for Smolinski, his 6th on the season. This feels like it would be a big 2-out hit right here for the Mariners.
No doubt about it.
A runner in scoring position, try to bring home 1. Don't need to get all of them back here in this inning. Just try and claw your way.
Coates has the power to cut the lead in half 2 with 1 swing.
Has yet to hit a homer so far this summer, though. Hit 28 last season with Cincinnati. Counts 2-1 on the big righty Coates. Martin dangles out his arm. And here's the 2-1. Downstairs. Count is 3-1.
It's also a situation, though, when you don't have to bank on the 2-out hit. Martin walks Smolinski. The control is a little bit wayward right now. You have the big jacksaw on deck. Right now, down by 4, you want base runners.
3-1. Coates gets hit right in the elbow. And he runs over to first base, and now a big moment for the newest Mariner in Braden Jacksa. So first and second for Harwich here, 2 gone in the top of the 6th. They're down 4-0. And Braden Jacksa out of Oregon just finished up his freshman season with the Ducks, is trying to make a big impact here in game number 1 with Harwich.
He laced that last line out back in the 4th inning that was snagged by Keel, the left fielder. If he can find a gap here, it would just be huge as an introduction to the Mariners, kind of keeping them in this game here.
Pitch home. Jacksa watches a curveball strike, and it's 0-1.
This guy is huge.
6'6" with those Oregon green and yellow batting gloves. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Martin. Runners off first and second for Harwich. They'll trail 4-0 to the Whitecaps here, top 6. Pitch. Jacksa pops it up right side, out of play, and the count is 1-2. Martin has yet to give up a homer so far this summer. Jacksa had 10 of them with the Ducks this past season. 1-2. Line drive to center field. Abernathy comes in, now backs up, and he makes the grab to retire the side. So 2 line drives off the bat of Braden Jacksa, and the Mariners strand first and second, and no runs come across on no hits. We go to the bottom of the 6th here on the Mariners Radio Network, 4-0 Whitecaps. We head to the bottom of the 6th here at Stony Brook Field on a gorgeous Wednesday evening here in Brewster, and the Whitecaps hold a 4-0 lead over Harwich. And the bottom of the 6th is brought to you by Netting Pros Stadionic. They're the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. It's still Peyton Soski on the hill for the Mariners, who came in the last inning with 2 runners aboard and 1 gone, and he struck out Eddie Yamin and Dane Harvey for back-to-back outs to retire both runners. Now he deals to Jacob Lee. Pitch, swing and a miss, a fastball right on by. And it's 0-1 on the Brewster catcher. Big time by Soski to work out of the jam in the last frame. Still just 4-0 Brewster over Harwich. Soski fires the 0-1. Swing and a miss, a curveball downstairs.
Soski's been lethal. Sample's only 2 hitters, but now he's ahead 0-2 to kick off the 6th and lead. I mean, his off speed has been money, and when you throw a fastball at 95, it's going to go right past him.
0-2. Downstairs, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Lee so far today is 1 for 1. He walked and scored in the 2nd, and then hit a triple to center field that the Harwich center fielder Kirikov gave a valiant effort, dove, but couldn't come up with it. There's the 1-2. Breaking ball, gold to strike on the upper half of the zone. And that's the 3rd straight strikeout for Peyton Soski on the hill. and there's one gone.
Now batting, the left fielder
It's
from
really been a
Texas
coming out
A&M,
party of an outing here so
number
far. The first
10,
inning pitched by Sotsky, three consecutive strikeouts. It's been impressive. I mean, he's been in control. He's gotten ahead, I think, which is the biggest thing. When he's gotten into trouble, it's been falling behind in the count and then having to groove a fastball.
He deals to Terrence Keel. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
And he's getting ahead with that slider, where it's just belt high, and he's able to swing it in the zone, especially in these right-on-right matchups.
Here's the 0-1. There's another strike. Same pitch, same result. A slider on the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
See if he goes back to the slider or puts the 95-mile-an-hour fastball up high against Keel. Might try and get a bite. We've also seen him throw the fastball down in the dirt to try and get a swing and miss.
Here's the 0-2. Downstairs, 1-2. Keel is 1 for 2 so far this evening. He singled back in the second and a ground out to third base back in the fourth inning. 4-0 Brewster over Harwich here in the bottom of the sixth. One gone. And Sotsky fires. Swing and a miss. 4 straight strikeouts for Sotsky on the hill. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. How about it, Peyton Sotsky?
See if he can strike out the side. Make it 5 in a row. This is awesome. Maybe this is the type of performance on the hill right now from Sotsky, getting out of the 5th inning and now back-to-back Ks, hoping for that 1-2-3 6th. They could spark plug this offense into doing some damage and tying this game up.
He deals to Pete Daniel. Pitch home. Is inside. I mean, Sotsky came into the evening just 5 2/3 pitched this summer, 7 earned runs, and had 6 strikeouts to 4 walks. That's an ERA of 11.12. 1-0. There's a strike at the knees with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Sotsky's looked nothing like a pitcher who has an ERA above 10 tonight. 2 gone here, bottom 6th. 1-1's the count on Daniel. Here's the offering. Ground ball right side, through for a base hit and into right field. So a 2-out knock for Pete Daniel. It's his first time aboard tonight. And Brewster has a runner on here with 2 gone. In the bottom of the 6th, they hold a 4-0 lead over Harwich.
Harwich was shifting Daniel up the middle. Curlin was more towards the second base bag, and Daniel didn't get much on that one, just kind of slapped it into right field the other way for the 2-out knock.
And now it's back to the top of the Brewster lineup, and this is where things get dangerous as Daniel takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch. That's a strike, and it's 0-1, a fastball at 94. Abernathy 2 for 3 this evening. Pair of singles. 0-1 from Sotsky to the lefty is downstairs.
It's a really good slider. Starts at the knees and dives towards Abernathy's ankles. Just a better take from Jay in the box.
Abernathy has a 9-game hit streak going. 1-1. Chopper, right side, slowly rolled and into foul territory. That just kept on rolling, and Coates, the first baseman, charged but couldn't pick it up in time before it was in foul territory. Abernathy was running hard down the first baseline and now takes the slow walk back to home plate. His bat is waiting for him on its head as the home plate umpire, Jeffrey Merzell, propped it up there nicely. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 gone here, bottom 6th. Daniel off of first base after his 2-out single. Sotsky fires. Fouled back. J.P. Peltier, the third baseman for the Mariners, is on the infield grass. He's about 20 feet inside the third baseline as well. Sotsky asking for the pitch again from Hunter Dilworth inside the Mariner dugout. He gets it on his wrist via the PitchCom technology, and he's still not getting any sign. from Dilworth. He steps off the mound, but now back on quickly. 1-2's the count on Jay Abernathy, the leadoff man. Here's the pitch. Fouled back again, a nice slider that Abernathy caught a piece of.
And he truly is just a textbook leadoff hitter, Abernathy. 300 hitter, stolen 7 bases, and each and every time he's up, Milo. I mean, he was down 0-2 in this at-bat, but he fights and just sees pitches. A pair of singles already tonight. One of them came on a 9-pitch at-bat.
He digs back into the lefty box, and Daniel takes his lead at first. Here's the 1-2 from Sosky. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts on the evening for Peyton Sosky. And the Whitecaps strain Daniel at first after his 2-out single. It's still 4-0 Whitecaps at the end of 6 on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Back here at Stony Brook Field as we head to the 7th. It's 4-0 Whitecaps over the Mariners. So back to the trivia question. Which former Mariner has had a dad and son play in the big leagues? And the answer is Mike Yastrzemski Sr. How about that? Big Yaz. Mike Yastrzemski Sr. is the answer to our Harwich Mariners trivia. All right, the start of the 7th here at Stony Brook Field on this gorgeous Wednesday evening. 4-0 Whitecaps for Brewster. It's James DeCramer who pitches at Arkansas. How about that? 2 Arkansas relievers today for the Whitecaps. It was Jordan Martin. He went 2 innings, and now it's DeCramer.
Moving to pitch on the mound for the Brewster Whitecaps.
Wearing number 38 for Brewster. This is his first appearance this summer for Brewster. And he deals to Kevin Maluski in the Harwich lineup. 7, 8, and 9 for the Mariners. 4-0 Whitecaps here as we start the 7th pitch. There's a strike at the knees with the fastball. And it's 0-1 to Maluski. He's 0 for 2 so far today. A ground out and a strikeout for the big catcher out of Mississippi State. DeCramer on the mound fires. Curveball downstairs. Count is 1-1. DeCramer features a fastball that rides up to 96 miles an hour with a changeup and a curveball, both in the low 80s. 1-1. Hard hit ball left side. It bounces off the third baseman Pantier's glove, and Maluski's safe at first. So it looked like Pantier was going to be there and make the play on the fly, but it popped out of his glove. And now the leadoff man for the Mariners is on here in the top of the 7th. They trail 4-0.
Yeah, that's going to be an error on the third baseman, Pantier. He had that one. I think he just shut his glove a little bit too early. The ball was hit so hard. Call it the hot corner for a reason. And Milo, you get the leadoff man aboard like that. You have the top of the order looming after the next 2. You really hope that Garrity and Kirikov can set the table for a big inning here.
Pitch home. Fouled back by the lefty Garrity in the box. He nods his head after that pitch. Liked what he saw. It was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Garrity is 0 for 2 today, a flyout and a ground out. Maluski takes his lead off of first. Here's the 0-1. High fly down the left field line. That's twisting into foul territory, but playable for Keel, who makes the grab about 5 steps on the left side of the left field line. And there's one gone.
It's kind of a tough out to swallow there. Fly out in foul territory. I think these last two are kind of the final pieces of the puzzle for Harwich. They bring a lot from an at-bat perspective and getting on base via walks. They can steal bases, and especially for Garrity and Kirikov, their ability to play defense. Right now it has been a struggle to find base hits.
Both Garrity and Kirikov's averages under 160. Here's Kirikov. Pitch to him is inside. Kirikov did walk back in the third, and he grounded out to second base in the fifth. He's looking for his first hit since June 29th. Pitch home. Flied in the air left field, but playable, shallow, and the shortstop Laskowski's back on the outfield grass to make the play, and there's two gone.
Kind of just been shutdown mode from these Brewster pitchers tonight. Garcia set the table, but he's the only one who's given up a hit tonight. 4 Mariner hits came in the first 4 innings. Then Jordan Martin went 2 innings of no-hit baseball, and DeKramer should be out of the 7th inning 1-2-3 if it weren't for the leadoff air from the third baseman Pantier.
Now it's back to the top of the Mariner lineup with Cade Kurland. Runner on first, it's Maluski with 2 gone. Pitch home. Breaking ball downstairs. Maluski's not a steal threat over there for the Mariners. Has no stolen bags this summer. Harwich down 4-0 here, just trying to get anything going on offense. 1-0. Fouled back. And it's 1-1.
Kind of just got to fight now. I mean, it's an uphill battle. 7th inning, 2 outs, nobody on, but you do have to appreciate every out that you have to work with. You can't just surrender this chance because of the back-to-back pop-outs. Kurland's got to try and turn something over here for the top of the order, do some damage.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Wrecking ball curls in for strike number 2. The righty in the box for the Mariners takes a long, deep breath and stares down the sole of his bat. Maluski off of first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In tight. Kurland has to get out of the way.
DeKramer really reached back for that 2-strike fastball. You could just see it in his delivery. Had his hand all the way back, outstretched behind his right ear, and just uncorked it, but nowhere near the strike zone.
2-2 with 2 outs. Runner goes. Pitch is flied down the right field line, foul. So they'll do it again. Maluski was off. Like I said, does not have a stolen base so far this season as he runs back to first. Mariners, of course, steal more bags than anyone. Had 68 coming into the night. That was first, and 28 more than the second best team. DeKramer dangles out his right arm, now pulls it back into his glove at his belt. Deep breath and a check back to Maluski at first base. Kevin over there is probably saying, what are you doing? I don't have a stolen base this season.
He's 6'5", and he had such a short lead that he didn't really dive back. He just laid down on his stomach.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Foul back. Nice battle from Kurland up there.
It's a really good battle. Kurland in that move that he takes. Oh, we got a little ball boy battle.
Look at that.
Us. Dang, Brewster's just winning all aspects of the game tonight.
Man.
But what I was saying is, Kurland, that move is so violent to the ball. It's just so short. He's not a very tall guy, very stocky, but he gets his hands in through the ball. And he's able to battle.
2-2, here it is. Kurland swings and misses. He's down on strikes. And that does it here in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 7th here. 4-0 Brewster over Harwich. And it's time to stretch on the Mariners Radio Network. Back here at Stony Brook Field as we head to the bottom of the 7th here on a beautiful Wednesday evening alongside Luke Brenneman, Milo Hoffman. And it's the Whitecaps who hold a 4-0 lead over the Mariners. And it's Peyton Soski back on the hill for Harwich. Out of the bullpen today, he's pitched an inning in 2/3 and has 5 strikeouts. 5 strikeouts. He came into the evening with just 6 strikeouts on the season. He deals to 2, 3, and 4 in the Brewster lineup, starting with Jamie Laskowski, the shortstop, out of North Carolina. Whitecaps on top 4-0 over the Mariners. Soski on the hill, ready, and he fires home. Downstairs with the curveball. And it's 1-0 now on Laskowski. The Mariners have now been shut out in 14 straight innings against the Whitecaps, dating all the way back to July 4th, when Brewster run-ruled Harwich 13-0. Soski fires the 1-0. Downstairs, and it's 2-0. Laskowski is 0 for 2 today. He has been aboard once. He walked and scored back in the 5th. Here's the 2-0 from Soski. That's a strike on the inside corner, a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Feels like this is the first hitter we've seen Soski fall behind in the first 6 he's seen out of the Mariner bullpen. See if he can battle back. Top of the order, really good bat. I'd say it's the best Brewster bat, Laskowski.
Here's the 2-1. High and wide with the fastball. Now Laskowski came in a .333 hitter, a homer, and 7 RBIs. He does have a streak on the line, 9 straight starts with a hit. Doesn't have a hit yet tonight. Here's the 3-1 from Soski. Chopper right side foul, and the count's full.
All right, you're back in the at-bat. It's full. He started with the curve, then it was fastball, slider, went back to the curve there. So to throw it in the 3-1, it kind of proves that he's really confident in his off speed. But when you throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, down by 4, leadoff man in the 7th, I think you just kind of groove that over the plate, maybe live with the results.
Yeah.
There's nothing easy about squaring up 95.
No. Soski has that slider and curveball that he's been going to a whole bunch tonight. A little delay after Laskowski fouled that one off of his foot. He's back in the lefty box and squats down. Soski on the hill. The count's full. Here's the payoff pitch. High fly to center, but playable. Kirikov charges in, the center fielder. He camps under, and he makes the easy grab for out number 1.
Went to the curveball, got the pop-up.
A soft contact induced by Peyton Soski. It's a rare out recorded for him tonight. That's not a strikeout.
The only one.
The only one. And now it's Holden Pantier, the number 3 hitter in the Brewster lineup. Here's the first pitch home. There's a strike with some zip on the outside corner. Pantier is 2 for 3. He's having himself a nice day. A double, a single, and 2 RBIs for the man who goes to Georgia Tech, plays third base for the Whitecaps. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back. Sun setting here beautifully at Stony Brook Field. Infield is fully shaded. The outfield is too, except for right. So Ryan Garrity over there is still having to battle the sun on any ball that comes his direction. No wind. American flag in right center is died down. 0-2. Fouled right back. A fastball. Oh, it looked like it was a swing and a miss from Pantier. It was. It got back to the screen. And a drop third strike. Nice throw from Maluski, the catcher. And that's the 6th strikeout of the evening for Soski. And he's just got it working tonight.
Yeah, he does. 6 strikeouts. That's unbelievable. He's seen, what, 8 batters now? So he's given up the single to Daniel with 2 outs in the 6th, then the fly out to start this inning from Leskovsky. Strike out 6 of 8. You can pitch anywhere.
It's Cash Strayer now, his latest challenge. Here's the pitch. Downstairs, a 78-mile-an-hour curveball. Strayer is 1 for 3 tonight. A ground out, a fly out, and he singled his last time up in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. Line drive to right, sinking. Garrity comes in, but plays it on a hop. And it's a 2-out single for Cash Strayer and the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 7th, and Brewster holds a 4-0 lead.
Kind of a blue pit off the end of the bat there. Maybe a little bit of luck from the Whitecaps. And tonight's been their night. They've out-hit the Mariners 10-4. Really want to slam the door shut, though, because if Brewster can rally here with 2 outs, then they just got all the momentum, which they're going to have even with the 3rd out here in the 7th. But they could put Harwich away. The Mariners still 6 outs to work with. 4 runs is not undoable.
Here's Eddie Yaman. He looks at a ball downstairs. Yaman 0 for 3. A couple strikeouts and a ground out tonight for the LSU kid. Back on July 4th, Yaman had himself a day against the Mariners, 2 for 3 with a homer. A couple of REIs. 1-0. Outside. Sasaki steps back on the hill. There's a couple fans in the audience do the Dougie. Duo. Line drive to left field. That one's scorched. That gets down and all the way to the wall for a base hit for Yaman. Strayer around second, cruises into 3rd. He gets the wave. The throw from left is not in time. They could only hold Yaman down for so long. It's an RBI double. And the Whitecaps hold a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 7th.
He jumped all over that pitch. I mean, that was at the wall right as it hit his bat, it felt like. And a good night at the plate continues. That's what I was talking about with 2 outs, Milo. You give up kind of a cheesy single that was just cut off the end of the bat that dunked into right field. Now you got to deal with Yaman with 2 outs, and he just has that type of power where he can kill you. And here's another guy who could maybe put Harwich away with another home run tonight.
Yeah, it's Dane Harvey, the first baseman. Had a solo shot in the 2nd, his 3rd long ball in the season. 5-0 Brewster over Harwich here, bottom 7. Pitch home. A curveball upstairs, but goal to strike. It's 0-1. Yaman off of second base. Takes his lead. And Sasaki on the mound comes set. Checks on the runner and throws home. Upstairs. Harvey stands at 6'5" in the lefty box, the first baseman out of Ohio State University. Twirls his black bat. The open stance. 1-1. Down in the dirt, nice block by Maluski to keep it in front of him. And Yaman stays put at second.
Saski's not really used to going deep in the games. He only went over 2 innings 3 times collegiately in his 19 1/3 innings pitched at Columbia. Came into this game back in the 5th inning.
He has now gone 2 1/3. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a foul tip into Maluski's glove for strike number 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. A run already home in the inning off of Eddie Yamin's bat, an RBI double. He leads off of second, and Sasaki comes set. There's the pitch. Just missed upstairs, and the count's full on Harvey.
Ooh, that just missed. I mean, Harvey's a mammoth in this lefty box where I feel like it's hard to miss high on a breaking ball against him.
Sasaki ready, and the count's now full. Here's the offering. Fouled back, Harvey out in front of it, but got a piece.
Just kind of threw his hands out there.
He kind of swings in slow-mo, Harvey.
Right.
He hit that homer back in the second. He was all over the fastball, but it was a nice, easy swing. Didn't really go at it in a vicious way. It sure went a long way because of his power and size. Here's the payoff pitch. Misses inside, ball 4. And so with 2 outs, Brewster now has first and second with Yaman off of second and Harvey on first now. They hold a 5-0 lead.
This has kind of been the kryptonite of Sosky this summer, is getting to 2 outs and then slamming the door shut. I think today we can agree that depending on how these next couple hitters go, trying to get out of the 7th inning has been his best stuff that he's had this summer. But since getting to 2 outs with nobody on, it was a single, then the ribby double, and now the walk.
Here's Lee. Pitch outside with a slider. And Sosky was cruising. I mean, at one point, he had set down 6 batters with 6 strikeouts. 1-0. Chopper left side slowly. Smolinski charges, gloves, throws to first, not in time. So the bases are loaded for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 7th. It seemed like this rally has sort of happened very quickly. All of a sudden, it was a single from Castrayer, a double that scored him from Yamin, and now Harvey off of second, Lee off of first, and Steve Engler out of the Mariner dugout.
Yeah, I just don't think that Steve Englert's willing to risk, with the bases loaded and 1 already in this inning, another Sosky hit. I mean, since getting to 2 outs, it's now 4 consecutive guys to reach base. It's going to be Adam Arthur coming into the game.
Adam Arthur coming in from the bullpen down the right field line for the Mariners. He'll inherit 3 runs aboard. It's 5-0 Whitecaps. We'll be right back here still in the bottom of the 7th on the Mariners Radio Network. Back here at Stony Brook Field, still in the bottom of the 7th. And the new pitcher on the hill for the Mariners is Adam Arthur out of Kansas State. This his last appearance this summer for the Mariners. Obviously, Arthur spent last season with Harwich as well. So his Mariner career comes to a close here tonight at Stony Brook Field, and he inherits the bases loaded. And he deals to Terrence Keel, the number 8 hitter in the Brewster lineup. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch home is outside with a fastball at 86, and the count is 1-0. This is Arthur's 6th game this summer, a 7.50 ERA, 4 strikeouts and 5 walks. Pitch is downstairs, and the count's 2-0 now on Keel. He's 1 for 3 this evening. A single back in the second. Since then, a ground out and a strikeout for the Texas A&M outfielder. 2-0. Strike at the knees with an 86-mile-an-hour fastball.
Arthur falls behind quite a bit, but He's kind of a magician out there. See if he can pull something out here.
2-1. Down in the dirt, and the count is 3-1. No place to put Terrence Keel. It's Jacob Lee off of first, Dane Harvey off of second, and Eddie Yaman off of third. A run already home in the inning. Brewster on top 5-0. Pitch. There's a strike down the middle, and the count's full.
Just can't miss. Can't walk in a guy who's hitting sub 200. Never really want to walk anyone in.
Keel with a 186 batting average. 4 RBIs on the season. A chance for a few more here. Payoff delivery. Swing and a miss. Adam Arthur gets the 87-mile-an-hour fastball by Terrence Keel, and the Whitecaps strand the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. But they do bring home 1 run on 2 hits and 3 men left on base. It's 5-0 Brewster as we head to the 8th here on the Mariners Radio Network.
It's the start of the 8th inning here in Brewster. The Whitecaps lead the Mariners 5-0. And in the start of the 8th, let's take a look at scores across the Cape, presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Cotuit leads Falmouth 5-0. That game's in the top of the 8th at Cotuit. Over in Bourne, Chatham with a slim 1-0 advantage in the bottom of the 5th. In the middle of the 5th, Orleans and Hyannis all square with no score. And in the middle of the 5th, there's a tight one across the bridge in Wareham, YD 2, the Gateman 2. Over here at Stony Brook Field, the Brewster Whitecaps lead by 5. Harwich being shut out, and James DeCramer, the righty reliever, who came in and tossed a scoreless 7th, is back on the hill for the Whitecaps. It's 2, 3, and 4 due up for the M's. An uphill climb with 6 outs to play with. Peltier, Smolinski, and Hotchkiss will be the first 3 in the 8th inning. Peltier digs in for a right-on-right matchup with DeCramer. JP is 2 for 3 tonight with a pair of singles. Time is called behind the plate. The catcher, Jacob Lee, says there's something wrong with his equipment. He's going to walk over and get a new PitchCom device from the pitching coach, Brian Del Rosso. Milo, tonight has definitely not been the Mariners' night. They have not scored, and Brewster has done this to Harwich for now 3 consecutive games. Harwich won 2-1 the last time we were here, but similar in the lack of offense and run support.
And this Brewster pitching staff has the Mariner lineup's number, and like you said, even the game that they won just 2-1, now 14 straight scoreless innings dating back to July 4th against the Mariners. So this Whitecap bullpen and starting staff has dealt with the Mariner lineup very, very nicely.
I mean, Brewster leads Harwich in the run differential 19-2 as of right now.
I mean, if you were to tell anyone that the series is split at 1 win apiece, they wouldn't believe you.
All right, we're all set and ready to go. DeCramer kicks and fires. First pitch fastball, called a strike on the outer edge of the zone. It's 0-1. The Kentucky transfer J.P. Peltier has been the brightest spot offensively for the M's with his 2 base hits. Smolinski on deck. Here comes the 0-1. That's a little bit downstairs. A nice breaking ball from the righty DeCramer. Doesn't get the call. And it's 1-1. Jeff Merzell has been calling balls and strikes tonight. Cape League veteran behind the plate. DeCramer from the windup. 1-1 pitch. That's a strike called on the outside corner. Same breaking ball. It was the slider from DeCramer, this time just a little bit higher up. and it's now 1-2 on the Kentucky transfer. Top of the 8th inning, Brewster up 5-0 on Harwich. Here's the leadoff man, J.P. Peltier. 2-strike pitch, up and in. That was the fastball. It's now 2-2. Tomorrow night, Harwich will go to Katuitt for a rematch of a game that should have been played yesterday. It was rained out, and with Thursday being a league off day, M's are back in action. 2-2 pitch, cut on and fouled into the face mask of the catcher Jacob Lee. Peltier battling here to start the 8th inning.
There you go. The Harwich ball boy just won the race. Maybe that's a good sign.
Something's got to change tonight. Brewster has out-hit Harwich 12-4, up by 5. 2-2 the count to the Mariner third baseman Peltier. Here's the pitch. That's down low, just barely. Just an unbelievable take from Peltier. He has such a strong eye in the box, and the count goes full. Smolinski on deck, Hotchkiss after him. Part of the lineup for the M's where a true rally could happen. Payoff pitch. Peltier takes down low. A 7-pitch walk to kick off the 8th inning, and the leadoff man aboard for the M's. Peltier on first base for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, JP also with a walk in now 4 straight games. I mean, he's been seeing the ball real well. Those first 2 times up tonight, a single, and now with the walk, and obviously a stolen base threat.
Peltier 13 for 13 in stolen bases. But the Mariners trail by 5. They need base runners. Here's Smolinski. The righty to Kramer now set from the stretch. First pitch, fastball in the dirt. It's 1-0 on Smolinski. Ty so far tonight is 1 for 2. Singled in the first, flew out in the third, and then walked and stole a base before he was stranded back in the 6th inning. Mariners have left 7 on base tonight. The 1-0 is fouled away. Third base side. Smolinski late on a center cut fastball, and it's 1-1. Something about tonight, Milo just says the M's aren't out of it. It's like the pitching has kept Harwich in it. 2 in the 2nd inning for Brewster, then 2 more in the 5th. And not a heartbreaker, but one that hurts a little bit more, just the tally in the 7th inning. Good for 5-0. 1-1 pitch. Smolinski smashes one deep down the left field line. Keel up against the wall, and he makes the running catch in fair territory for the first out. The opposite field power is not a shortage for Smolinski, but he just missed that one from getting down the 315-foot distance to the left field foul pole, and Keel was able to track it down.
Yeah, it's kind of a short porch down that line, like Luke just said, the 315 mark over there. And he does have that opposite field power. At a couple opposite field home runs this past college season at Kansas State, which is not enough there.
Here's Hotchkiss, first pitch swinging. Fouls one off the other way down the right field line. 0-1 on Jackson. He's 0 for 3 tonight. That makes him 2 for his last 14 at the plate. Hotchkiss got off to a blazing start on Cape Cod, and now he's 9 for 38 at the dish. Has home run power, 2 of them already so far this summer. Peltier off of first. The pause and the 0-1 pitch down low with the heat. It's a ball and a strike. Brewster just 5 outs away, one way or another, from becoming the second-place team in the Cape Cod Baseball League. 1-1 pitch. Hoskins checked his swing. Ball was low. No appeal to first, so it's now 2-1 on Jackson. Harwich has been in second place the entirety of the summer.
Yeah, it's felt like every single time you look up, it's the same situation in the standings. I mean, Whitey at the top. Brewster in that 3 slot. Harwich at number 2.
2-1. This one's cut on. Ground ball to short. Leskovsky pitches to second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. It pulled Harvey off the bag. Peltier out on the force play. Hotchkiss aboard at first on the 6-4 fielder's choice play. And there's now 2 outs with Quentin Coates coming up in the 8th inning.
That was hit pretty hard off the bat. Nice job by Leskovsky, the shortstop, to go to second, but throw was a little bit off the target, so Daniel, the second baseman, actually came off the bag a little bit, and therefore Hotchkiss speed out the throw. See if Coates can get on here for Jaxa. It feels like Jaxa's really hit the ball hard for the Mariners today, and I want him on with you want them up with runners on, try and take advantage the most they can.
Coates is 1 for 2. He's been on base twice today, was hit by a pitch his last time up. 2 out, 1 on. Mariners down by 5. First pitch, fouled over the netting behind us. It's 0-1. How tired are those sound effects here at Brewster? Well, if you sit here for now 2 games, I'm already sick of them. We haven't even played 18 innings. You know, it's kind of funny, like you said the first time we were here, where you believe it in the first inning. But not every foul ball.
It's good at the start.
To Kramer. 0-1. That's paint. A fastball called the strike right at the knees of Coates. Kind of a smug look on Quinton's face. He knew that was a good pitch. And it's 0-2 on the Harwich first baseman. Hotchkiss off of first. The M's need a rally. 0-2. Hit hard the other way, but foul. Coates got another fastball. That one was 94 down the heart of the plate. He looks frustrated that he missed it.
Yeah, he thought he had that one. Kind of shook his head after that swing. Still looking for that first homer. We know he has the power. And pitches down the middle like that at 94 miles an hour. Just a matter of time before he gets his barrel out there and makes hard contact.
Mariners have left runners on base in back-to-back innings. Still being shut out into the 8th inning. 5-0 Brewster. Here's the 0-2. That's inside with the heat. It's now 1-2 on Coates. Coates did not play on Sunday in the win over Chatham. He's been swinging a really hot bat for the M's. It was Sean O'Leary who played first. He was the walk-off winner. 2-strike pitch. Coates takes strike 3 right at the knees. A wicked slider from DeKramer. That's his second punch out in that many innings. And back-to-back scoreless frames out of the pen put the Mariners down with nothing to show for in the top of the 8th. It's 5-0 Brewster. We'll be back for the home half on the Mariners Radio Network.
If you're a Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
The Brewster Whitecaps look to add on to a 5-0 lead over the Harwich Mariners in the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-1-2 due up for the Caps. Adam Arthur, the lefty who ended the 7th inning, left the bases loaded. Coming out of the pen is back out there. First pitch fastball to Pete Daniel. Misses low in the dirt. This will be Adams Arthur's last time pitching on Cape Cod this summer. Talked to him pregame. Was here last year and again in 2026. The 1-0 is inside. It's now 2-0. And what a joy Adam Arthur has been to be around, to call a friend on Cape Cod. This is kind of the heart and soul of the Mariner bullpen. A true energy guy, full of life, always wants to talk. 2-0 pitch is a fastball that just missed downstairs. So now 3 consecutive pitches outside of the zone to start off Daniel. And this is his 25th inning pitched, if he can make it through the 8th inning for the M's. 3-0. Down low, a 4-pitch walk to Daniel. He's on for the second time tonight.
The thing about Arthur, too, is that he's very interested in sports media as well. Always interested in what goes into the behind the scenes of covering a team. He focuses on that at school as well, so maybe a future in media for Arthur along with playing.
Arthur's best summer here was last year. Pitched 10 times, 17 innings, had a 3.06 ERA, struck out 20 hitters. I mean, he was the A-plus guy out of the Mariner bullpen in high leverage spots that wasn't the closer Rodriguez. First pitch to Jay Abernathy is a fastball down low at the shins. That's now 5 straight balls from the lefty Arthur. Abernathy's 2 for 4 tonight with 2 singles. Runner at first, nobody on. Here's the 1-0. Abernathy shows bunt, pulls it away. 86-mile-an-hour fastball clips the zone. It's 1-1. Harwich trailing 5-0. It's a Brewster explosion tonight. A dozen hits. Their pitching has been even better. 1-1. Abernathy shows bunt, pulls it away. Pitch was low. It's now 2-1 on the center fielder. Brewster can hold on tonight. Not only did they take second place, they're now 2-1 on the summer over the Mariners. That could be big down the stretch. The 2-1 is also low, and Arthur, a guy who doesn't have much velocity, the lefty, likes to live, below the belt.
Yep.
But right now it's just too low, and he's got to come upstairs at some point to challenge the Whitecap hitters. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. That was a knee-high fastball, and the count goes full on Abernathy.
Yeah, just challenging him. You don't want to give out free passes. Just challenge the hitter, make him put the ball in play.
Daniel off of first. Payoff pitch. Abernathy takes strike 3 right down the heart of the plate. A big first out via the punch out for Arthur. And with 1 out and 1 on, Jamie Laskowski comes up to the dish.
And nicely done by Arthur, just to keep pounding the zone. And Abernathy just frozen on that one.
Laskowski, the newest North Carolina Tar Heel transfer. They were bounced in the College World Series to Oklahoma. Left on left, Arthur v. Laskowski. First pitch spiked in the dirt. A nice block from Maluski. Keeps it in front for ball 1. Daniel stays put over there at first base. Diving into the stats on Brewster, 99 runs scored, number 4 in Cape Cod. Harwich has scored 109. They're number 2. But Brewster has had the number of the Mariner pitching staff. They're 12 hits tonight. They've hit the ball all over the place. The 1-0 is called a strike right at the very bottom of the zone. It's now 1-1. Arthur from the belt. Kicks and deals. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball right side. Past the dive of Coates at first into right field. That's a base hit. Daniel, a big turn. He goes first to third. The throw comes into second. It hits off of the runner, Laskowski, and it's going to score Daniel from third as it trickled into left field. It's now 6-0 Brewster. Laskowski took second on a ball that just died in the outfield grass again tonight. And when the throw came in from Garrity, it ricocheted off of the back of Laskowski, who was standing on the second base bag.
Yeah, just another error on the defense that you can't really afford. I mean, you got one more offensive inning to work with, and now a 6-run deficit is a big hole to try and climb out of.
Here's Pantier. First pitch is a ball down low. It's 1-0. So that will be a hit for Laskowski. Daniel would have been at first and third, but he scores on the throwing error from the right fielder, Garrity. And Laskowski at second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pantier takes in the dirt. Maluski blocked it. It's now 2-0. It'll be ruled a double regardless for Jamie Laskowski. That's his third double of the year. He's having such a nice summer. Holding Pantier for now, ahead of Arthur 2-0. Here's the pitch. That's up and away. Now 3-0 on Pantier. Talking to Arthur pregame, he kind of just walked us through the grind of playing baseball, a sport where you play collegiately 4 times a week. Out here, you play every day. The 3-0 is a strike called down the middle. It's now 3-1. said, man, I'm just looking forward to not pitching for 2 weeks when I get home. He loves his time in Harwich. He said he doesn't want to leave, but he's got to rest. A big school year coming up at Kansas State. 3-1, down low, that's ball 4. And the walk, the second of the inning from Arthur, puts Pantier on for the third time tonight. There's Whitecaps at first and second with just 1 out and 1 already in the 8th inning.
Yeah, it looked like he may have slipped on that throw there on the mound. Just a little bit off balance right now, trying to settle down.
First and second, 1 out. The walk sets up a left-on-left matchup with Cash Strayer, the outfielder out of Florida. Arthur just trying to find the zone. Already 2 walks in this inning. The first pitch is a little bit high. Arthur frustrated with the call from Jeff Merzell. But it's 1-0 on Strayer. We'll see if Cash can cash in here. Already 6-0 Brewster. Bottom of the 8th inning. First and second, 1 out. The pitch is on the outside corner with the fastball. Called a strike, 1-1. Arthur working a little bit quicker now with guys on base. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike at the knees. Back-to-back fastballs put Arthur ahead for what seems to be the first time in this 8th inning. It's now 1-2 on Strayer. Laskowski off of second, Holden Pantier off of first. The 1-2 pitch is called strike 3. The third punch out of the pen for Arthur is now the second out of the 8th inning, and the runners stay put for Eddie Yaman, who's coming up.
Yeah, backward K galore here in this frame for Adam Arthur. First it was Abernathy, now it's Strayer.
Yaman had that ribby double back in the 7th inning. First pitch to Yaman is down low. That was the slider, 1-0. Arthur looks at the lead runner, Laskowski. Comes set at the belt. Kicks and fires, 1-0 pitch. That's called a strike on the inside corner. A little more pop on that fastball now from Adam Arthur. It's 1-1. Sun has officially set over all parts of this yard besides the right field foul pole. Just kind of glowing out there. The 1-1 is skied. Shallow right center field. Curlin goes back, coming in as the right fielder Garrity, and he dropped the ball. Laskowski is in. Pantier is coming in. The tag at the plate, he's safe, and 2 score. Adam Arthur can't believe it. It was a really close play. A good throw came in from right field from Kirikov, but 2 more come in for the Whitecaps. It's 8-0 on just a costly Harwich mistake from Ryan Garrity.
Yeah, I mean, this is now back-to-back games against the Whitecaps where it's just all falling apart. The defense is not helping tonight from the Mariners.
Now batting.
Yaman at second after the bases were cleared on the mistake in shallow right field. Kirikov was coming from center. Curlin was going back from second. Garrity seemed to have called all of them off, but didn't have any luck catching it. Here's Dane Harvey. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Harvey takes a strike right down the middle. And it's 1-1. Tough way to go out for Arthur. Didn't have much help behind him defensively. Harwich now down 8-0 in this game. It was ruled a error on Garrity. The 1-1 is on the inside corner. Called a strike. Harvey doesn't like it much. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. So the error was on Garrity. Laskowski scored. Pantier scored. And Yaman into second. 2-strike pitch. Down low. 2-2. Seemed like the big Harvey in the left side kind of turned around and almost confirmed Jeff Merzell's call there. He's such a demanding presence from the left side. Already has a home run tonight. 2-2 pitch. Runner goes from second. Chopper first base side. That is a foul ball.
Yeah, Harvey's really animated in the box.
He's singing Staying Alive right now, or lip syncing it at least. Harvey's been on twice tonight, got the scoring started with his solo homer back in the second. Trying to add on another ribby here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's strike 3 on the outside corner. All 3 outs from Arthur in this 8th inning come on strikeouts, but 3 score for Brewster. It's now 8-0, and the Mariners need to pull off a miracle in the top of the 9th when we come back on the Mariners Radio Network.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Top of the 9th inning, this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. It's Brewster 8, Harwich nothing. And the Whitecaps turn to the right-handed pitcher out of Duke, Jordan Rigolski. And Rigolski throws extremely hard. However, he's been beat up a little bit. So far in the Cape Cod Baseball League, he's pitched 4 times, 6 innings, and has given up 7 runs on 5 hits and 6 walks. It's 6, 7, and 8 for the M's. Here's Braden Jacksaw in his Mariner debut. He's 0 for 3. Rigolski kicks and deals. First pitch fastball. Jam shot towards shallow right field. Crashing in is Strayer, and he can't get there. Jacksaw gets his first hit of his Mariner career to start the 9th inning. And welcome to Harwich, the 6'6 catcher out of Oregon, Braden Jacksaw.
Yeah, it's funny. It's probably his softest hit ball off the bat of the night, and it falls in.
He smashed the ball to short, then he lined out to left center field on the diving catch from Keel, and then he lined out right at the center fielder Abernathy. Brings up the catcher Maluski. Rigolski now from the stretch. First pitch, up high, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Ball 1. Tonight has not been Harwich's night, but Milo, you start looking at the trends. The Mariners won 3-2 on Sunday, only had 4 hits, and then they lost 13-0 on Saturday to Brewster. The offense has slowed down quite a bit. The 1-0 is a fastball downstairs. It's now 2-0.
The offense is kind of struggling right now, to say the least. But hey, finish this game strong, take some momentum into tomorrow.
Here comes the 2-0. This is cut on and hammered into right center field. Abernathy goes back towards the track and makes the catch for the first out of the 9th inning. Maluski just missed that fastball and barely got under it. Flies out to center.
Yeah, that one was barrel. Just a little bit under it.
It's Ryan Garrity's turn. Garrity is 0 for 3 tonight. pair of flyouts and a ground out to second. Jack Saw, all 6'6" of him off of first base. First pitch to Garrity, fastball up high. Ball one. Garrity hitting 8th tonight. Bottom of the order for the M's has had a really tough night. Coming into this at bat, they're now 0 for 9 at the dish. Final 3 for Harwich. 1-0. Inside, it's now 2-0. So you can kind of see that for Rogolski so far this summer, 6 walks in 6 innings. The control has been an issue. He only has 1 strikeout, which is kind of hard to believe because the rising sophomore out of Duke throws the ball extremely hard. Comes the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball, letter high. Garrity couldn't keep up to 94. It's now 2-1. Game tomorrow at Cotuit is at 5 o'clock on the road. We'll be on the radio at Lowell Park. 2-1 pitch. Garrity swings and fouls one off behind home plate. Late on the 92-mile-an-hour heater. And the count's even at 2-2. For Brewster, what a battle it's going to be tomorrow. If Brewster can hold on to this 8-run lead, they're now in second place. They play the number 1 seeded YD Red Sox at YD. 2-2 pitch to Garrity. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 93 right past him. There's the second strikeout of the summer for Rogolski. And Harwich is down to their final out tonight.
Yeah, that fastball has got some run down in the zone, and Garrity just cuts right on through.
That Jack Saw hit, now that he's off of first base with 2 outs in the 9th inning, is the first Mariner hit in this game since the 4th inning. First pitch to Kirikoff, a fastball on the inside corner, called strike 1. Micah 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Was caught stealing. That was a costly moment. There was a few of them early on for the Mariners on the bases tonight. Comes the 0-1. Kirikoff lays into one. Ground ball, third base side. Gobbled up by Pantier. A looping throw pulls Harvey off the bag. He can't get back in time. And this game is going to go a little bit later. That's now first and second for the M's with 2 outs. The lineup turns over on the throwing error from Holden Pantier at third base.
The second baseman from LSU.
Yeah, that was a routine ground ball. Kirikoff has that speed, though, so he kind of gets into your mind as a defender. You know you have to get rid of it fast.
Brings up Cade Curlin. Right-on-right matchup with Rogolski. 2 on for the M's, trailing by 8. First pitch to Curlin. Sky, dead center field. Abernathy's going to have to wait for a while, but when it comes down, this game is over. An 8-0 win for the Brewster Whitecaps. And for the first time this summer, there's a new second-place team in the East Division. Brewster has now won 2 of 3 matchups against the M's, and the last 2, they've been dominant, Milo. On Saturday, 13-0, and now 8-0. As Brewster does ring around the rosy in center field to celebrate. Just a wire-to-wire win. 14 hits as an offense. They held the Mariners to just 5 hits offensively.
Yep, this is a wire-to-wire win for the Brewster Whitecaps, and now they have won 2 in a row against Harwich. They play YD tomorrow as the sole second-place team in the Cape this summer. And it seems like the offense for the Mariners has really slowed down as of late. And you just try and hope tomorrow it could be a different story. Get runners on and take advantage. I go back to the first inning tonight when Smolinski tried to stretch that single into a double. It set the tone, and because of that, the Mariners couldn't bring home a single run this evening.
Riley Goodman pitched well, but not outdoing Santiago Garcia. Garcia gets the win with 4 innings of 4 hits, scoreless baseball. The Mariners had 5 hits, but left 10 on base tonight in the 8-0 loss against Brewster. Harwich looks to dig back in tomorrow night against the Western Division Cotuit Kettleers on the road. Radio broadcast will start at 4:50 at Lowell Park. For our producer Sawyer Goldwine, my partner Milo Hoffman, and our sideline reporter Lily Reisenweber.